The last we left off, you had spoken with the Master of Defense, Sawyer Kincaid, and were informed that he would be summoning you to discuss what you had seen at both the arena and at the Cloudtop District. Um, upon returning to the Dragon's Bane Inn, you spoke with Malira and the Elven woman, Aviana. Aviana had been tracking a tower that appeared to be plane shifting, and she had located it a few days northwest of Yaman, but she was drawn away for other business, so she basically just left. So Malira asked you to investigate the tower in hopes of finding a crystal shard. She didn't give you a whole lot of details about what it was, other than she just claimed that it was extremely dangerous in the wrong hands, and that it was her intention to destroy it. Um, so you agreed to investigate. You spent some time shopping to prepare for your journey, and then you headed out. Um, you followed the directions that you were given, and periodically spotted some smoke in the distance. Aside from that, the travel was pretty uneventful. Um, Richter did try and copy a spell into his book while you were on a cart and destroyed it. Wasted like 100 gold, so that was fun. Um, but upon leaving the road, you were greeted by a number of fire elementals who came pouring out of this open lava pit on the ground. And after a very tough battle, which a number of you were knocked unconscious a few times, you were able to defeat the elementals, and you took a rest to recuperate before continuing your search for the tower. And that is where we are right now. So I'll leave it up to you what you want to do next.
During that short rest, Astrid would have resummoned um, Maggie. It would have taken her about, I think, hour and 10 minutes, since rituals, I think, add an extra 10. Um, so yeah, she would have been silent through the entire thing, slightly pale. Or not silent, but just working on the spell.
Okay.
I was probably just sharpening my daggers.
Well,
So
I could have gone.
to your north, past these ruins up in the top here, you do see a path that was leading around some hills. That does appear to be the direction that the smoke that you saw previously was coming from.
Well, is everyone okay before we set off?
I'm fine with that.
Yes, I believe I am ready now to go. She's still looking a bit pale.
I'm ready if everyone else is.
Then we should probably not stay around these pits much longer.
Agreed.
Yes, that makes perfect sense to me. Let us go. And she quickly gets up, Maggie now on her shoulder again.
All right, and so for the general sake of ease for everyone involved here, what we'll say is that as you're getting ready to leave, you do hear a bit of a sound from the direction that you came towards your cart and your horses, and Richter decides that he's going to go check it out. That way, he's just gone, and we don't have to try and role play for him, and we don't have to try and play his character for him, because that's always just difficult to do, particularly in lower levels when you don't really know how somebody's going to react. Which, Lilith, as we experienced on Friday, it's very difficult when you have new characters to say this is what this other person would do with their brand new character.
Yes, because we've known them for 5 minutes.
Exactly. So he's just going to head that direction. He's also very injured, so he can. That's another excuse, is that he's just not feeling too well. He's going to head back, make sure that the horses and everything are okay, and that none of these creatures are going to kill your horses and stuff. So,
Well, be safe. Don't do anything reckless by yourself.
Yes, and definitely stay away from these lava pools. We don't want another elemental to come and attack you while you are alone.
He just says, "Oh, he'll be fine. He's got Rascal to take care of him." So he heads off. So you want to follow the trail north?
Yep, Astrid takes a deep breath and then just heads off towards the north.
All right. So for the most part, the trail is just gravel. So it does appear that this has been, I wouldn't say recently, but at some point, this was a somewhat active trail. It's difficult to say how long, but it's been traveled enough that you recognize that this is a trail and it's easy to follow. So you walk for probably 25 minutes or so around, just sort of weaving in between these hills. And at this large hill, you come around the corner and you see what is essentially a ruined tower that appears to be a lot smaller than you were expecting it to be. And in addition to that, it appears that at one point it was probably about 3 stories high, maybe 4. But the first thing that you notice is that the upper floors of this tower, basically there's only like one side still standing. So from your perspective, there is pretty much only the bottom floor of this tower that still appears to be intact and actually has like some sort of cover, whereas the upper floor is just destroyed. So you couldn't even climb this tower, or you could, but you would be doing it from essentially the outside. And that on the ground floor, you just see what appears to be a regular wooden door. There's nobody around. The door doesn't appear to be. It's not guarded, but it just appears to be regular wooden door.
Can I check for traps?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
What I missed? Basically, description of the tower.
Yeah. So you walked for. Richter went. You guys heard a noise. Richter went to go check on the horses in the cart because he's not here, and that was a way to get rid of him. So you guys walked from there. You guys walked about 25 minutes, and you found the tower, and then that's basically where we're at. Just the description of the tower, and you can roll investigation to see if you traps.
Nope.
You do not see any traps.
I am the worst rogue.
Could I do some kind of like arcana or something on the tower itself? Just investigate it.
You can do an arcana check if you like.
Okay. My thing is not loaded, so give me a moment to actually pull some dice out.
Would it be possible for me to do a history check to see if I recognize the tower?
Yeah.
Nope.
It opened up a character sheet in a tab instead of in its own window, and I love it. It's so much easier to see everything.
I got 23 for arcana.
From what you can see on the outside, it does not appear to be magical.
Okay.
And you don't recognize the tower, Lilith, as anything historical.
I
That's what.
apologize in advance if you guys hear the dogs. They bark at everything that passes by the house.
It's fine. I like dogs.
Me too. These guys.
All right, so you don't know anything about the tower. You didn't find any traps, and it doesn't appear to be magical. So I guess that is something that you know about the tower.
When I popped in that it has a wooden door at the base, but
Yeah.
for some reason it looks like we'd have to climb it.
No, it appears that only the ground floor of this tower is intact. It does appear that it was 3, possibly 4 stories at one point, but you can only see like one side of the upper floors. The rest of it has basically just been destroyed and is crumbling. So there aren't even, you can see sections of where the floors used to be on the upper floors, but they're rotted and falling away. And again, the thing that kind of strikes you is that this appears to be a relatively small tower. It does not. You were expecting something, given the what Malira had described, and this crazy crystal, that it would be housed in something maybe a little bit more grand than what you're looking at.
Well, all right. I suppose we should try and get in here. I'm going to try and open the door.
I'll stand close by with sword drawn.
Okay. The door does appear to be locked.
All right. Can I check the lock for traps?
You basically already looked for traps and didn't find.
All right. Then can I try and break in?
Yeah, you can try and pick the lock if you like, or you want to kick it in, or you want to try and use your thieves tools to pick the lock.
Thieves' tools, definitely. I'm not that strong.
I mean, if you're at the door kicking in, that'd probably be your best option.
Would be the best option for that.
All right, so just thieves tools.
For the love of everything holy, what is going on?
Both extremes.
So, your thieves tools break because you rolled a 1, and the door is not open.
Would you like me to try and open the door?
Yes, please.
I would like to kick the living shit out of this door.
All right, so roll a strength check.
Just a moment. I'm switching to my laptop now.
Okay. All right, so Layla just kicks the crap out of the door, and it busts open.
That's one way to get in.
Hello?
Hey.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Sweet.
All right, so while you were gone, Layla kicked the door in, and he was successful in doing that.
Okay.
So who would like to enter first?
I suppose I should and try and check for traps. I'm having an off day though, so any
wait
help would be needed.
Yes, I can provide guidance to you. And she touches you and casts guidance.
I have a quick question. Are there any windows on this first floor, or is it kind of dark in there?
There are no windows. It does appear to be dark in there. I mean, you can see a little bit of light on the inside, but you're not in there yet, so you can't really tell what source is.
All right, so I'll help out a little bit as well. I want to cast Dancing Lights.
Okay.
I will. So Soul takes out her little vial, and she grabs out a little pinch of something out of the vial. She says, "Hold on, it's really dark in here. Give me a moment." And she says something, opens her hand, and 4 little lights appear in her hand and just shoot out across the room. Oh, how far can they go? 60 feet to a new spot within range. So, how large this room is?
The room itself, you can't really, because again, you actually are not in the room yet, so like nobody's walked into the tower yet.
That, once the door was open and they were getting ready to go in, I would just assume that Soul just kind of like inched in and just like reached her hand in and cast Dancing Lights to get the light in there.
So who's standing at the door that would be able to see?
I am.
Okay.
Probably me as well, just outside the door.
I'm standing right behind Zalia because I just cast guidance on her.
Well, I'd probably be a little bit further back.
Zali and I are like sharing the doorway for now.
All right, so Zalio, roll a perception check.
Oh
Wow.
my
And you
god.
can roll a d4 because you have guidance. You can roll an extra d4 and add it.
What is wrong with this character? Is it cursed?
I mean, is she? Is that part of their backstory?
It is now, apparently.
Okay, so 10. All right, so what you can see, the room itself, what you can see instantly as you look in the door is that the room appears to be larger than it should be. So from when you're standing outside and you're seeing this what appears to be this relatively small tower, when you look inside, the room is much larger than it looks like it should be from the outside. Um, and what you see is a fire to so if you're standing in the door, there's a large fireplace to the right, which is lit. Um, there are torches that are providing a fair amount of light, so the dancing lights are making it extremely bright in there. Um, the there's a couch that is up against the opposite wall of the fireplace, and there are two small tables. And what you see
Ow.
under the closest table, you see there appears to be a little chest with a little ruby insignia underneath it. In the center of this room, sitting on a rug, there appear to be, appropriately for Saul here, there appear to be some dogs. Um, there is one larger dog and what appear to be two puppies. Um, the larger dog doesn't appears to be alert, but it doesn't. So far, does not appear to be aggressive. From the door, it's probably about 20 feet away from you at this point, and that's what you see.
Guys, there are dogs in here. Doesn't seem like they're mad at us yet.
Are they chained to anything or are they free?
They're free.
Soul pokes her head in to see the dogs.
And there's a chest under the table over there, which we would probably have to smash open since I broke my tools. And I thought we checked for magic. How is this room so big?
It does not make sense to me either. Perhaps she does another. Can she do another Arcana check?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it possible for me to look for the letters T, A, R, D, I, and S?
It's not Doctor Who.
God damn it.
So, as far as an Arcana check is concerned, I mean, it's not really the same thing as detect magic. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really you're not really seeing anything at this point. So,
I could cast Detect Magic, but I've used one of my 3 spell slots for today, and I'm very wary.
I would like to sheath my sword and take a step in.
okay.
I'll follow.
So will I.
Can I walk over to the dog and see if in
So
any
is it is everybody in the tower now?
Yeah. Astrid would have been the last one to step in, I guess.
So as everybody steps into the tower, the door closes behind you, and as you turn around and look, there is no door. So now you're just in this room with what appears to be no exit.
Crap.
Have we plane shifted already?
Entirely possible.
Yes, this could actually be the other plane. inside the tower. And if it is another plane, how far away would he be going back to the cart? I wouldn't be able to cast message, would I?
No.
Planes?
No, it doesn't. That was the point. I was going to try and see if I could reach him and confirm
Oh,
that we
yeah.
were in a different plane.
No, he would have been way too far at this point.
Can I attempt to go to the dog?
Miles away from the tower at this point. Oh, so you're gonna approach the dog?
I am, yes, in a non-aggressive manner.
Okay. Roll an
Slowly and
animal
you
handling check.
can.
Nope.
So as you start walking forward, like I said, it's about 25 feet. So as you get to around 15 feet away from it, it just starts to growl at you.
I'm gonna start walking towards the chest.
Oh, wait just a moment. I
Hey,
can
dogs,
cast
do you think they like
magic as a ritual spell. I can see if there is any magic in here.
Okay.
I think it's pretty clear at this point that there is.
Perhaps there is a source somewhere?
if you cast detect magic, you might be blinded at this point. I think this isn't another plane of existence already, then it might be something magical. I'm not sure, but that's up to you.
I'm just keeping eye contact with the dog.
Astrid does spend her. How long is an action? Because it would be 10 minutes plus the action.
6 seconds is how long an action takes.
Okay, so about.
Roughly, because I mean that's like one turn.
So she's just standing where the door was. Whoops, that's casting detect magic.
So, as far as detect magic is concerned, what you see is obviously the dancing lights are very bright because they are magic, and so you recognize they're
Yep.
glowing even more so. And you do see a faint glow from inside that chest under the table, but other than that, you don't see anything else in the room.
The only presence of magic seems to be in the chest. Somehow, I expected something more from a very strange room.
Hmm.
Hmm.
If I walk towards the chest, did the dog's demeanor change at all?
Yeah, the dog starts to walk towards the chest and growling a little bit louder, sort of trying to intercept you as you're walking
Yeah.
towards it.
And I'll back up.
Well,
Does somebody have good animal handling?
Not
I think
really.
we determined last time that my +4 was the best one.
I
I
think
remember
Richard's is okay, but that's not helpful.
Yeah.
I have +1 to animal handling.
yeah, same
Yeah, I mean,
here.
Same.
if you would like to approach the dog, you can anyone can roll an animal handling check.
I'm just keeping like a watchful position between the dog and where we are.
All right, so you're able to approach the dog. What is your passive perception, Astrid?
How do I have...
Behavior.
Oh,
Hello?
Yeah. What's your Astrid? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's your passive perception?
Uh, passive perception is 14.
The chest is basically just a little wooden chest. So it's to sort of better describe it. So there are across from this fireplace, across the room. So if you're standing now towards the center of the room by the dog, there is on the what would be your left hand side, there's a couch, and there are essentially two end tables. And then under the end table that's closest to you, you see a very small chest that has a ruby insignia on it. And Astrid, the dog appears to like you and is not growling.
Okay, she approaches more and tries to pet the dog.
It lets you.
Oh, this is so nice. Look at this. He likes me. Or she. Perhaps she, considering the puppies.
It does appear to be a she, and you can see as you approach it, she's wearing a collar, and it appears her name is Striga, Striga, and so the puppies kind of come up as well because their mom doesn't appear to be angry.
And she now kneels down and puts a hand towards the puppies to see how the mother will react. And sorry, what's the mother's name again?
Here, I'll type it in
Was
Okay.
it Striga?
Striga.
Okay.
Yeah, and she lets you pet the puppies as well. She
Oh,
appears to be
thank you
placated
so
with them.
much. So much, Trigger. I very much appreciate you allowing me to pet the puppies.
I think Soul wants to go over very carefully and, well, Soul definitely likes animals, especially dogs.
I would not get too attached to those dogs, as they seem to be protecting what we're supposed to take.
Oh, but I like dogs. Wanting to pet the dogs?
Just saying, if we're supposed to take this and those dogs are in the way, I mean, just don't get too attached.
I see. Okay. To pet the dogs, because if, God forbid, we don't make it out of this tower, I at least want to pet a dog before I die.
Yep,
And she pets the dogs.
the dog appears to be happy to let you pet it.
Just to say, I turn to Zelia. Can you quietly grab the box?
I start feeding some, what are they called, like rations?
Yeah.
Whatever food I have left, I feed some to the dogs.
Could I attempt to stealth and take the box?
Sure. You can certainly try.
Oh, Lord, another one, but thank
Yeah.
goodness it was a different roll.
All right, so you're able to get over to the chest unnoticed.
Can I pick it up? Or how big is it?
Um, it's probably maybe 2 feet across, and 2 feet deep. It's very small. You can.
Can I check to see if it is trapped?
Yeah, make an investigation check. Can't. Doesn't appear to be.
And I'm assuming since she took about 10 minutes to cast that spell that the concentration on my bless or guidance is gone.
Well, it lasts for 10 minutes. It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't require 10 minutes for it to cast it. Um, so you'd still have it. If you want to roll it, add a d4.
Carefully.
Still doesn't appear to be trapped.
All right. And it doesn't seem like I could open this without my tools, right?
Or is it
Try.
locked?
It doesn't appear to be locked. No, it doesn't really see. It has like a little latch on it, but it doesn't appear that there's any sort of lock on it.
All right. I'm going to use my dagger to open the lid.
Okay. So you open the lid, and in the inside of this relatively small chest, the inside of it is lined with this sort of red velvet material. It's very, it's very thick cushioning too. So even when you open the inside of the, or you open the chest, The inside is even smaller than it would look, because it's just got this thick um, material on the inside, so the actual space in there is pretty small. And you see two things. You see a ring, and you see one gold piece. The ring appears to be um, black on the outside, and then sort of a kind of a brassy, slightly more orange than normal brass would be on the inside of the ring.
This is odd. And who was standing next to me? Or by me ish?
Probably
I was
me.
probably closer because I was walking towards it at the beginning.
Above the table, this kind of sounds like a test.
I was thinking the same thing.
Ilbrin, would you know what this is?
Should I roll an Arcana check? Or would that be like a.
Well, I would say at this point, from what Astrid had gathered before, you can all surmise that it's likely that what she was detecting as magical is probably the ring. She can walk over there and confirm it if you'd like, but I'll just say that she confirms that's what it is. The ring appears to be magical. That's
Can
what you
I
get.
perceive anything else about this and if it may be some sort of test?
I don't really think there's a way that you would know.
Does anyone know how to identify certain
Oh,
objects?
I do know the spell Identify, which I can cast as ritual, but I am busy with the dogs. She slowly rises to see if the dogs will react.
Just the Striga just sort of sitting down now, kind of tongue out, just looking at you.
She leaves a bit more of her ration that she left them for. She pets her once again and then steps back and is like, I will be right back. Just give me a moment, okay, little one? And she heads over to Zalia.
Okay. Dogs don't tend to do anything.
Okay, Astrid will identify as a ritual on the ring.
All right. So this is what you
Embers,
discover.
that's cool.
Ooh. And I'm assuming everyone can see this.
Yep.
Okay, so I won't say it out loud. But she says, this is quite interesting. Not exactly what we're looking for, but very nice.
And is there anything special about the coin?
She takes another 10-ish minutes to identify the coin as well.
It's just a gold coin.
Eh, it's just gold. And she holds it out for whoever wants to take it from her.
I was going to leave it in the box and just take the ring with my dagger and put it in my bag.
Well, she's already taken it out, and nothing happens when you take either of the items out of the box.
All right.
Um, uh, is it alright if I take another 10 minutes to identify the ruby insignia? Is like the ruby insignia like an actual ruby thing that's stuck in the box, or is it
It does.
like
It doesn't appear to be an actual ruby. It's just sort of.
okay?
I mean, it's not plastic because plastic doesn't exist, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
does appear to be basically just a red sort of glass. It doesn't appear to be an actual gem.
Okay. Is the insignia something that she would recognize?
No.
Okay.
Is the insignia something I would recognize?
Nope. just appears to be sort of a circular little insignia that, as far as any of you can tell, doesn't mean anything.
All right. Soul is going to sketch a copy of it quickly into a little notebook. Just comes up again. Like if they need to show somebody what it the chest, she's going to copy the yeah.
Does anyone else think maybe if we're on another plane, if we take these things out of here, if they disappear? Does that happen? Could that happen?
I'm not entirely sure. I've never plane shifted or anything like that before. Although there is no door to get out at the moment.
Would it be possible for me to inspect the room more thoroughly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Yeah.
the same thing.
So whoever is going to look, one person roll an investigation check with advantage since everybody will be helping.
I have a +0.
I have a +2.
+0 for me.
I've got +5.
Oh, you.
Yeah. So roll investigation with advantage, Astrid.
Okay.
+3 to investigation. So
All
Woo.
right. So you didn't even need it. Well, actually,
Yeah, the
I
first one
guess.
would have been a 1.
So, you notice that there appears to be something under the rug that the dogs were sitting on.
Are the dogs still on top of it?
I mean, you can at this point you could chew them away.
Okay. There seems to be something under this rug here. Strika, would you mind moving yourself and your puppies, please? And Astrid kind of leads them away.
All right. Yeah, they sort of move off next to the fire.
Thank you very much. And she pats them before going back towards the rug. And she looks back at Zalia. Will you check these 4 traps? I'm not sure if. Can I just pull this? And she starts to tug at the rug.
So the rug comes free, and then you can see a what appears to be a trap door under the rug.
Before I go over there to check for traps, if I look up, can I see ruined floors above us, or are we in kind of a contained room?
You appear to be in a contained room, but even from what you had seen from the outside, it seems the when you were outside the ceiling, quote unquote, the floor of the second floor, if that makes sense, appeared to be intact. So you do see just a solid, what appears to be a wooden structure above you. You can't
And
see through it or anything.
do there appear to be stairs that go up?
No.
Hmm. All right. I will check the rug and the trapdoor area for traps.
All right. Do investigation.
Do I still have?
You don't.
Okay.
That only lasts for a minute, and she's been doing a bunch of different stuff since then. It's also concentration, so she couldn't keep it. I would say you don't see. I mean, it appears to be a trapdoor that, from what you can gather at this point, doesn't. It doesn't appear to be locked.
All right. Can I try and stand on the side away from the opening and open it?
Astrid steps back as well.
Yeah, roll a strength check.
This should be fun.
Okay, so it lifts up. Um, Nothing terrible seems to happen. You can see down. There is a ladder. From what you can see of the ladder, seems to be pretty good shape as far as ladders go. But you do not see the bottom of the wherever it's leading to, and it appears to be quite dark. Um, that's basically what you see.
This is quite
Um,
an odd room. Trapdoors that aren't trapped, rooms without staircases and doors. It's just very frustrating.
Well, and it also strikes you that the only way to move from this tower is to go down rather than up. So that's another thing that kind of strikes everybody is that you know you're going down instead of up in a tower, which is quite strange.
well, as strange as it is, this is the only way we can go.
Oh, just a moment, just a moment. May I attempt something that may cast some light on the depth of this basement area?
Soul is like,
Sure.
I all over the room already.
Oh, that is true. Go ahead, make them go down, maybe.
And Soul makes the
While
light.
they're doing that, can I also just check like around the fireplace, like stepping around the dogs? I just want to see if there's something up with the walls here.
Yeah, go ahead. Investigation. The walls appear to be made of stone. About, I mean, there doesn't appear to be anything odd about them.
Hmm.
So did you
All
say
right.
you sent light down?
Yeah. So from what you can gather, the ladder appears to be go down about 30 feet. But at the bottom, um, you see a stone floor, but the shaft appears to be going all the way down. So you would have so if you were climbing down the ladder, you would have essentially stone next to you on both sides, so that it's not open. Like the ladder is surrounded by stone, so you would have to go down all the way to the bottom before you would be able to see anything else. Essentially,
I'll head down.
I'll follow after.
I'll be behind them.
I'll go next.
And I guess Soul will go last, and she's got the lights like every 10 feet or so that they're doing.
all right. So the lights are down there. Also, um, Layla, if you were first, give me a perception check.
Oh yes, it should go swimmingly.
Yeah, I should probably be in front.
All right. So since everybody was sort of together, I will take Layla's 20 as rolling perception with advantage because he's not the only one down there at this point. Um, so essentially, at the bottom of the ladder, what you see is hallway. Appears to be about 15 feet long, about 5 feet wide, so it's pretty narrow. The ceiling above you is about 10 feet high. Um, so a few feet from the ladder, um, there appears to be a small sort of side table, and next to that is what appears to be a pretty sturdy wooden door. And then at the end of the hallway, there appears to be another door. Looks about the same. Um, and all along the hallway, along the walls, about head height, so roughly about well, probably about 5.5 feet up the wall. Every few feet, there are these small sort of brass fittings that appear that they should be holding like lights, so like candles or something. A few of them still have sort of the glass shades that would go over the candles to keep the from getting blown out. But most of them are smoke damaged and broken. Um, but you can see all this because Soul has the dancing lights going. So, um, and the next thing that you see is so that side table that's to your left there. There appears to be an old broken oil lamp sitting on it, and then next to that is this little enamel sort of dish that's scratched and chipped, and there appears to be about three copper coins in there and one silver coin. Um, and on the wall above the table, there is this brass plate with four hooks on it. Um, so the first two hooks, there's nothing on them. On the third hook, there is a ring that's holding three keys of varying sizes and shapes. And the fourth hook has a large copper key that's hanging on a leather strap. That's what.
Taken.
I am going to walk over and pick up the keys.
You pick all the keys. So there's the key on the third hook that has the three keys, and then there's the key on the fourth hook that has just a big brass key. You're gonna take all the keys.
Yes.
All right, roll a d20 for me.
Knew this was a bad idea.
No such thing. Just slightly less good.
But there was the door at the end of the hallway, and where was the other door?
The door is there's the door that's right next to that essentially that brass plate that Zelly just took the keys from. So there's a door right to your left, and then there is, which is probably about 2 or 3 feet away from the bottom of the ladder, and then there is a another door, looks the same. It's at the end of the hallway, so about 15 feet down there. Um, so Zalia, as you pick up the big key, the brass key, it actually roll a dexterity check for me.
Dexterity check or saving throw?
It's actually it's a saving throw. Okay, so as you pick up the big brass key, it actually shifts its shape in what appears to be a very disturbing looking insect that then bites your hand and then scurries off and then runs under the door to your left.
Ow, you stupid. I hate this place. I hate everything it stands for. Fuck these keys. Did you see that? What just happened?
I
And I
did
like
see that.
kind of walk over to the door
I saw
and
that.
look at it.
Alright. What was that?
Trapdoors aren't trapped, keys turning into bugs. And I just kind of kick the door a little bit.
So you take 1 point of damage from this little insect,
Thought.
but you are also poisoned.
Should we have left a note for Richter in case he came looking for us? Maybe leave a note in that first room with the dogs?
I don't even know if he'd be able to make it in.
That is true. We don't know if the door is still there.
I just feel like, just in case, if he comes looking for us, we should leave him notes. Lost in here, if he makes it in here, and he follows the same path as us, is the same path. Do you think I should go back up and leave a note?
I think if you go back up, we all need to go back up. This place is shifty.
Astrid, make a medicine check if you would.
I suppose.
So you're not entirely sure what this is, but you can tell looking at the bite that that Zalia received that this isn't your run of the mill poison. You can't tell exactly what it is, but it's not normal. And
Oh,
and Zalia, as you look on your hand, there appears to be you can see your veins actually, and there it appears to be sort of turning black and going up your arm towards your head.
could
You
I?
don't feel anything, but you
Um,
can kind of see that at this point.
guys, do you see the black veins?
We see it. We see it.
Could
Are you
I? Does the? Do I have rope?
I have antitoxin in my bag.
But this is not a normal thing. Um, just a second. I'm just gonna quickly check what the explorer's pack is.
Could I check the
Oh,
coins?
I'm gonna just grab her arm and roughly tie the rope around it to try and stop the veins from continuing upward.
Okay.
Let's see if this helps. Can I take my dagger and try and cut one of the veins? See if anything
Like.
comes out?
Blood. Blood comes out.
Yeah. I would say you take another point of damage by cutting yourself, and both as you're bleeding, the blood that's coming out appears to just be red, and trying to tie off um, the arm doesn't appear to be doing anything. So you can actually see that the blackness has sort of gone up your neck, and you can kind of see it pulsing it on your forehead even. Um, Basically, it just looks like your all of your veins from your arm up to your head appear to be visible, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, you don't feel any pain whatsoever from it. It just looks really terrifying, but you feel fine.
I hate this house. What? Hmm. I don't feel bad. I
Are your thoughts changed somehow?
I'm still pissed. I don't think that I have changed at all. I should I try and take the antitoxin anyway?
not sure? It's almost like it crept up to your head, and if fine. Wait, bought town before we left.
The ring I have, yes, it's I don't know. I mean, I can't tell if something's trying to read my mind. I would know from the ring, and I don't feel anything.
Working.
Then perhaps you're okay?
I don't think this is okay. But I mean, I've had worse, apparently.
That's what I'm thinking. If you feel no pain, and this went up towards your head, happening. Maybe the ring is working. Maybe that toxin was supposed to do something to your mind, and the ring is blocking it.
But I think the ring would tell me. That's how it works, right?
Um,
You're asking me. I don't know.
I don't remember what the random. It would if something was trying to read your mind, it wouldn't be able to. I don't know if it would exactly be able to. If you would be able to know what was happening. Let me look real quick. I have that ring on one of my other characters. I'm actually.
Yeah, it says creatures can telepathically communicate with me only if I allow it.
Yeah, and you do not. Nothing appears to be trying to communicate with.
Yeah, this is odd. I'm gonna try that antitoxin anyway.
It
That
might.
might be for. That is exactly what I was going to say.
It might
Uh,
what?
Might be for the best.
All right. So I'm taking my antitoxin. It's the only one I have.
Okay. Nothing. I mean, nothing seems to change.
This sucks.
I mean,
And I
the
just look at
worst
the.
that happened is just your skin has turned dark and thing, is it?
Not really the best look, and this will be interesting. My job kind of is not going to like this. Oh well. Worry about that later. Can I look at the other keys? Do they look like they're going to bite me too?
No, when you pick them up, they just appear to be keys, just of different sizes and shapes.
You said there was 3 keys,
Yeah, they're on a
but,
ring, so they're all together.
but only 2 doors.
Only 2 doors.
Can I inspect the, I guess, keyhole on the door next to the table?
Yeah. Roll an investigation on that. Okay, so Lilith, you put a gold coin in there and nothing happens.
Fair enough. I thought I'd try something.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good thinking. Zali, you're like, oh look, that's a keyhole. I mean,
Which key do you guys think would fit into this door?
The
'Cause
key-shaped one.
I have a feeling that if we get this wrong, 3 keys, 2 doors, something bad will happen. Something
Well,
more bad.
think about this for a moment. Let's see what the locks on the doors look like first. And then let's see what's different about each of these keys. If we just take a moment and think about this on the first try. And Soul approaches one of the first door on our left, brings a light over and just very intently is looking at this to see and taking mental notes about the door and the details of the lock.
the door appears to be very sturdy. So I mean, it looks like to be a very well built, heavy door, wooden door. The the hole appears to be pretty standard. Doesn't seem like there's anything in particular that jumps out at you as like this seems odd. Um, it just appears to be made of iron.
All right, and then she'd like to go over and investigate the other one. End of the hall, the lock on that one.
Uh, Walking over to the end of the hallway there, the doors appear to be virtually identical. The only difference is that the door on your left, the the door the door it's not really a doorknob, but it's appears to be on the right hand side of the door. And so if you opened it, the door would open in. And the door at the end of the hallway, the handle is on the left, and it appears that you would open the door towards you. But other than that, they appear to be the same.
Who has the ring?
Sally has the ring.
Do you want to try using it on the door?
Or perhaps on the oil lamp.
Yes, the oil lamp may do something.
I hadn't got to that yet. The oil lamp is broken.
I have another pack and I have oil. What kind of pack does wait everything on her in this place? It would be a giant pack, wouldn't it?
I mean,
I just thought of
explorer's
that.
pack. I mean, yeah, technically they would be pretty big if you were.
In it. Why would I? Pack.
Hmm.
Why would I have a chest and everything? Why would I have that?
What?
It's a small chest.
I'm not questioning it.
All right, and the keys, there was one. They're different metals, aren't they?
They're all different sizes and shapes. They all appear to be made of iron. But they're different sizes, and the key itself, like the actual like the teeth of the key, that all three of them appear to be different, but they do appear to be made out of the same material, just sort of your basic iron keys.
Is there
Okay.
anyone who knows magic that could try and see if there's like special markings on each door?
I can try.
Maybe
Uh,
it's hidden.
Can I attempt an Arcana check?
Yep. Are you checking the keys or the doors, or both?
I'll do. Well, I'll just do both.
It's a good roll. You can confirm that from all you can see, they just appear to be regular doors and keys.
There doesn't seem to be anything magical about them.
Is it possible to look at the keyhole and see what size key out of the three would be suitable?
Yeah. Do an investigation check.
That's what Soul was trying to
I-
do earlier as well.
Yeah, the door that is on the left, um, it has the smallest key appears like it would probably fit in there. The other door at the end of the hallway could go either way as far as the other two keys are concerned, but you do feel relatively confident that that you can pick out the key that would go to the door on the left.
Zelia, looks like the small key would fit this door to the left.
The only thing is that is where that insect went. Do we want to go in there?
Well, I definitely want to kill that thing. It bit me.
Okay, I suppose that is fine. And Astrid steps back and has got her shield up at the ready just in case.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to try the smallest key on the door.
Oh, wait a moment, and she casts guidance on you again.
Thank you.
So as you put the the key in there and turn it, the door appears to open, unlock.
All right. I will open it
Put a light in.
and
Okay.
peek in.
So as you look into the room itself appears to be very small. Um, it's a semicircular room. Um, in the At the back of the room, you see another door that is very large. It's about 6 feet wide, about 10 feet tall. Um, Appears to be, from the light that you can get from the hallway that you're in, it appears to be reflecting that light back at you. But since you're not fully in the room and there's no light in that room, that's about all you can see.
Can you send one of the orbs in here?
Yes, of course. And Soul will send it towards like the middle of the room.
All right, so Zalio, roll a perception check.
Oh my god.
That's like 5 1s.
I'm cursed. I am a cursed person. My other character never does this.
Teacher, cursed, always rolls poorly.
We'll just blame it on the weird black stuff going to your head. You don't really you're having a hard time. Your vision is kind of blurry, and you're not really able to see very well in here.
I'm just going to back up a little bit out of the room. Guys, I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing. Can someone help?
I can
Okay.
try.
All right, so Ilbrin, if you want to walk in a little bit and roll a perception check.
Not much better.
Not much better, but it is what you needed to. 10 was the DC to sort of get some information here. So as you walk in, you notice this giant door, and through the light as it's reflecting, this door appears to be made of solid brass, and you can see um, there appears to be a relief carved into this. Not really carved because it's made of metal, but there's a relief in the door itself. At the bottom appears to be flames and people screaming in pain standing amongst these flames. And at the top, you see what appears to be sort of like a kind of a sunburst type of motif. And in the center of that sunburst, you see what appears to be a city, with these large towers. And then in the center of the door, appears to be this giant ring. So essentially, it looks like a knocker, essentially, like on a door. Like it's just this gigantic brass ring. And in addition to that, you can tell just from walking in, the door appears to be radiating heat.
And it's made out of brass, right?
Yeah, as close as you can tell, it appears to be made of brass. Yes.
Um, and is there anything else in the room, or is it just empty with the door?
Just empty with the door.
Does anyone else think that possibly that bug key goes to that door?
It's a good
Is the bug
chance.
is the bug still in this room?
Roll an investigation check.
I would be looking for him as well.
So roll with advantage.
Okay.
Two things that you would notice from it. You don't see a bug. There doesn't seem to be a keyhole.
This is quite strange. I do not see the bug, and regardless, there is no keyhole here. Could I make some kind of like history or religion or arcana check on the door itself, like the relief?
Yeah, roll a history check.
Do one as well.
Yeah, just roll with advantage then, since if
Oh,
helping.
I will just roll.
Um, from the depiction of the city on the top and what you're just everything involved, you are not 100% sure, but from what you can see, it makes you think that what is being depicted here is the city of Brass. Which, if you're not actually familiar with the city of Brass, it is city of Brass is located on the elemental plane of fire.
I don't know how to do that roll with advantage thing, so I just rolled twice.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that fine?
Yeah. So the two of you together, I mean, you from what you've gathered, you know that this does appear to be depicting the city of Brass on the elemental plane of fire. And from your with the 21, I would say you are pretty aware that it's like Ifritis, which are like essentially fire genies, um, are sort of the masters of the city of Brass and generally the elemental plane of fire itself. Also, I would say whoever is also looking at it right now, if somebody wants to roll an investigation check, and since everybody's looking at multiple people, just do a investigation check with advantage.
Should I do that one, everyone?
Most likely.
Okay.
Let me
starting to get cold. I think I need to go get sweatpants.
And Zali, you said you have the ring, right?
I do.
You mind if I try something?
What languages do you speak, Astrid?
I speak. Um, I speak these.
All right, so you can't read it, but you do recognize that very faintly. It's kind of covered in soot almost. You can see writing underneath the the central part of the ring in the center. You recognize the script. The script appears to be dwarvish, but it's not in a language that you actually understand.
Hmm. I turn to everyone behind me and I'm like, oh, I can see that this script itself is Dwarvish, but I can't actually read it. Anyone else can read this, perhaps?
You said dwarvish, correct?
Its script itself is Dwarvish, but the language does not seem to be Dwarvish.
Does
Try
giant help?
in languages.
Giant doesn't help. I actually don't think any of you speak this language. I think Richter has like the comprehend language spell, but
Yeah.
Dang it, Richter.
And you said the giant ring in the middle of the door looked like a knocker.
I mean, that was sort of my description of it. But like, it doesn't appear that it's actually a knocker. It just looks like the essentially a handle that you would use to pull. But
I would like to try comprehend languages on the door because not I'm proficient in dwarvish.
well,
Comprehend.
comprehend languages is an actual spell, and you because you speak dwarvish, you can also the script itself looks familiar. So it would be like if you look at like Arabic writing or English, so you would recognize like the letters that are being used, but it's not in a language that you speak.
Oh, kind of like a code.
Well, I mean, for example, if you like giant and gnomish and goblin are all languages that use dwarvish script because they don't have their own script. So like Layla, you would also recognize the letters. It's just foreign to you because you don't actually know what language it is. So
Oh,
it's the same thing as like an English speaker looking at French letters. It's like, oh, I recognize those letters, but I don't know what you're saying.
that makes a lot of sense. So would try comprehend languages to see if that would help.
Do you have that spell?
Ew,
All right.
fit very well into. I can cast it as ritual or a spell. That would fit very well into her character since she's very studious.
All right. So you have it for an hour.
The soul will take out another vial, and she'll take out some or some soot, and perhaps the soot that's on the door to try to clear it away. She says a little incantation to try to read the text.
All right. So the way that this spell works is that you can understand any literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you have to touch the surface of it. So roll 2d8.
Oh boy.
Because you're touching a burning hot metal door.
Yes.
Right. This could be bad for me.
That's about as bad as it could. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Also, roll a Constitution save. right. So you take 10 points of fire damage, and your hit points, your maximum hit points, are also reduced by 10.
I. Does anyone want to try touching the ring to the door?
I believe we should leave that door alone.
Now, that being said, she did that, and she took the damage, and her maximum hit points were reduced. Um, but you do understand what it says now,
Don't
and
touch hot.
what it says in Abyssal.
Oh, I do know Abyssal,
Or
don't
I'm
I?
sorry, not Abyssal. I said that wrong. It's not Abyssal. It
Okay.
is Primordial.
Okay.
It's in Primordial. It says the flesh must burn.
She basically getting knocked on her ass by touching this door. She's just sitting there panting for a moment, and she says, "It says the flesh must burn."
Well,
So,
I think it's
some.
very literal door at this point.
I mean, so we have to burn ourselves in order to open it.
We should
And
probably
we
hold off on that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, because what if. I mean, if we open it. Anyway, on the other side, it could be this place. We don't want to go there.
don't want to go there. And this door.
Yeah, there's still another door that you haven't looked at.
Here?
No, there's just still another, the door at the end of the hallway. You just
Right.
walk. So just as a metagaming that this doesn't mean this has to be the exit.
We ignore this door for now, and we go check the other one. I don't like the look of this at all.
All right. I'm going to check under whatever I can that's in here and just look around for that bug one more time.
Okay, roll investigation check. I don't see anything.
Is there anything on the walls or on the floor that's another like trap door or anything in here?
This appears to be a very, very small stone room with this door in it. And that's pretty much it. It's basically like a closet with this giant door in it.
Where in the world did that bug go?
Perhaps it went to wherever this large door goes? Or it turned into a key and floated away.
That bug can go Jack's dead ass for all I care. I'm getting out of this room. And she gets up and she goes back into the hallway for now.
All right, I suppose we should check the last door.
Yes, let's do that. I am actually quite curious afterwards if that doesn't lead to anything. Of I believe it was Ilbrin that said touching that ring we got to this door might be a quite interesting.
And if need be, I can, quote unquote, sacrifice my own flesh to open the door.
Hopefully that is not necessary.
Take it from me, you don't want to touch that door.
Yeah, at this point, Saul, you notice that like your hand and your fingertips and stuff are starting to blister, and you're getting sort of like boils on your hand now.
Could I do the same for the second door? So, like, check the keyhole, see if I can match it up? Now that I'm
Well,
closer to it.
it was part of the. You looked at both of them, so like the door at the end of the hallway, the two keys that they both appear that similar enough that you're not really sure which one would open this door.
So it would seem either key would fit this door, but I do not know which one in particular.
Oh, this should be fun if past experience is continuing.
Would you like me to do it then?
Um, uh, I won't fight against that. Here you go.
Can I try the big key first?
Yep. And as you put it in there, it does appear to actually unlock. And this door opens towards you.
Open we go.
All right, can we get a light in here?
Of course. And she sends another light in.
All right. I
Require concentration.
Yeah, actually, I forgot that as well. So roll also roll a roll a Constitution saving throw. Soul. And this isn't really going to matter, but I just want to do it for fun.
Already did.
This is just to see if you kept concentration on your lights. Yeah. Even having your hand turn into boils, you were able to keep your concentration, and so you don't have to cast lights again. Again, it wasn't going to matter because it's cantrip. You could have done it anyway. I just wanted to do it for fun.
Yeah. So she'll send another light into the room.
So this is another hallway. And again, you guys are starting to feel this is very strange, the whole thing, because you saw this small little tower, you went down, and now you went 15 feet. And this, you send your light how far down in this hall? Because you're in another dark hallway. So how far do you want to send your lights?
It can go up to 60 feet, I believe it said.
120.
20 feet. It can go up to 120 feet.
Okay, so if you just want to send it as far as you can.
Yes.
All right, so looking at this, the hallway appears to be roughly 70 feet long, and it's about 5 foot across. So again, tower, you went down, and then you went 15 feet, and now it's going 70 feet. So you're going across. Doesn't really feel like you're in a tower at all.
Is the hallway completely empty, or are there like doors or latches on the sides?
Roll a perception check.
I
You can roll with advantage because everybody's looking. So 19. Um, on the walls, there appear to be, best you can tell, they're sort of like sconces on about 30, 30 feet from the door, and then 45 feet from the door, and then like 60 feet away. So sort of like in the middle section of the room or the hallway. They're not lit, but that's basically all you see. There doesn't appear to be anything else on the walls or the floor. Just again, it's a stone hallway.
Well, shall we light the sconces and see what happens?
Do something about it. And I can send lights to them.
We could possibly use the ring as well.
yes, I believe I can use it once, and then every minute it regains a charge.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I will put the ring on.
Okay.
I don't turn into anything or
Nope.
catch fire. Okay, good.
Invisible.
Yeah, that would be nice. Um, all right. Can I actually touch the ring to one of the sconces?
You can do that. And before you do that, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Fantastic. I hate
Okay.
my life.
Yeah. I just I like to have you guys do it. So roll 2d6. Too bad. You take 6 points of damage. And the appears to be a trap of some kind. Um, it's best you can gather is sort of a arcane type of fire. The sconce itself is sort of emitting a dim light at this point, um, but it doesn't appear that the ring actually lit the sconce because it was.
I am really the worst rogue. All right. So fantastic. We have. Is it only one light?
Yeah, well, the one that was closest to you, so the one that was at about 30 feet. There's one at 30, there's one at 45, and there's one at 60. So you got to the one at 30 and set it off and burned your face.
Why would someone trap sconces? I hate this place and everything it stands for. Can I take out my bow and arrow and try and fire the bow at the next sconce?
Sure. Roll an attack. It pings off the side of it, and then you just hear your arrow sort of clack to the stone.
Can
Did
I
the
can I light one of my torches?
Yeah,
I'll light it with my torch.
you're lighting
The
the one that was close,
sconce.
the sconce that
No,
was the
no,
trap.
the second one.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll 2d6.
What? No dexterity or nothing?
Okay, yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, dexterity saving throw. All right, so it as you get close, as you get within about 5 feet of it, it goes off. Um, you still have to roll 2d6, and you take 4 points of damage. So you halved it by dodging out of the way a little bit. And so now this one is also emitting about a small dim light as well.
I'll go to the third one then.
I'm certainly not going anywhere near these things.
Do you want to try and get close to this one too?
Yeah, I'll do it again.
All right, do a dexterity check or saving throw rather. All right, 2d6. So you take an additional 3 points of damage on that.
And I am going to take one of my healing potions.
So is what 2d4 plus 2
Yeah.
for the regular?
Yes. Oh my god.
Still better than my potions. So is the third one lit up now?
Yep. So you've got dim light from all three, and you do see at the end of the 70-foot long hallway another door.
Is it another wooden door, or is it like the one in the other room?
It is just a regular wooden door, and this one actually appears to be slightly ajar already.
Could I go to the door and peek through without opening it?
Yeah. As you get up there and look at it, it's completely dark. You can't see anything.
What, even with a torch in hand?
Well, the torch isn't in the room, so it's not going to be putting too much light in the room if you're not opening the door.
You have dark
Uh,
vision.
Should I check that door before you try and do that?
Be my guest.
Seems to be a regular door.
Alright, it seems to be a regular door, which means it's probably a bug or it's made out of fire from the Nine Hells.
could Astrid do like a perception check to see if she hears something on the other side?
Sure. You don't hear anything.
Shall we open it then very carefully?
Very carefully.
I would stand back just a little bit when you do try, maybe use your sword, because
Ooh, I can. And she steps far back and then she casts Mage Hand. Perhaps I can use this to open it?
yes, that is a better idea, because I once set up a trap like this in a guy's room and he opened the door and he got an axe to the face. It was entertaining, but I don't want it to happen to us.
Oh, yes, and she steps as far back as Mage Hand lets her.
I think it's 60 feet, maybe.
30.
Range
30 feet.
30 feet, so she's 30 feet back.
Okay. So you cast Mage Hand, and this sort of cool arcane hand sort of appears and kind of flickers a little bit, and he just pushes the door open, and now the door's open further than it was before.
Oh, that was underwhelming. I guess that is okay. And she steps towards it.
Okay.
Can someone cast lights in?
Have them. Let me throw one in there. We'll push another light into the room.
Okay, so
Like one now that she just keeps moving around.
as the light goes in there from, I mean, one of those is not going to illuminate that much, but from what you can tell, the room appears to be circular. The ceiling doesn't appear to be very high. Seems again to be just a stone room. Appears to be completely empty.
Would you like me to go in first?
It looks pretty empty.
If this doesn't work, I have an idea. Just throwing that out there. So,
Can I go in the room, please?
Sure. You're in the room.
Can I see anything?
Do you have your torch still?
I do.
It's what you suspected. It's a circular room, stone walls, bare, flat stone ceiling. The appears to be completely empty.
Well, this is strange. I kind of want to cast detect magic again to see how, if there is anything, I don't know, special about this room. If you all don't mind waiting another 10 minutes.
that is fine. I do have some ideas. Actually, while you're doing that, I will just say it.
Okay.
What if either on this door or on the one that led us to this hallway, we used the big key? What if we leave and try and use the other key? What if the keys manifest different places?
Sounds brilliant.
It
It
is.
may be completely inaccurate, but it's something.
Try. I mean, this room is, for all we can tell, it's so.
So you're gonna wait the 10 minutes for detect magic, or you're just gonna go back and check the other door, or go back to the hallway and try to use a different key?
Probably.
Astrid, what do you think?
Astrid is just casting the spell.
Oh,
You'd probably have to drag her back if you wanted, because she's too curious why there's this empty room here.
Well, we can wait.
All right.
yeah,
So
I suppose.
as you complete this spell, there does appear to be magic in the room, but you can't really tell. You can't sort of pinpoint what it is exactly, because you just see the walls, and the wall in certain areas seem to be sort of a little bit, but the room's still empty, so there's nothing that is really jumping out at you with it. Other than you can determine that there is some sort of magic in this room, but you can't quite tell what it is.
Well, there is magic, and it is everywhere. And she starts doing a slow circle, and she says, maybe the things in here are invisible? Although I cannot see things that are invisible. She looks back at Zalia. Okay, shall we try your idea then? Maybe as the second key will change something.
And you said it was just the in between the bricks or the stone. There's magic.
It's not really in between. It's just that the parts of the wall appear to have a faint shimmer of magic, but you can't really there's no object to point to say that this is what's causing the magic.
Can I try and touch the wall where it seems to be magic?
Yeah, Astrid will point out the wall parts to you.
Yeah, roll a investigation check. Can't really determine. I mean, either it's just rubbing your hand, putting your hand across there. It just appears to be a wall.
Can Astrid knock against one of them?
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Do a perception check. Yeah, I mean, there appear where it's magical, you can kind of hear a different sound than the surrounding area. Sort of can't know how to describe it. It's not quite of a as hefty of a thud, if that makes sense. Like you're hitting stone, you kind of know how that solid sound, and then you get to that, and it sounds a little bit lighter where it's showing the magic.
Oh, that is strange. Maybe there is something behind the magic wall areas. Can we blow it up?
We can try.
Would you like to try and push on the stone itself first?
You can try that before we start lighting off explosions in a somewhat small room.
If you still have your mage hand, I think maybe we could use that.
The mage hand lasts for a minute, so it wouldn't be there, but it's a cantrip, so Astrid casts mage hand again and tries to push against the magic walls.
So, what is everybody doing right now? Where is everybody in relation to where we are here? Is everybody in the room?
I'm probably in the doorway to this room.
I'd just like
Go on.
activate magical items. I don't know if this situation counts because it sounds like something's about to happen, but
I'm in the middle of the room with a torch.
I'm probably on the other side of the doorway, beside one of the magic walls.
Yeah, and I would be next to her, next to one of the magic walls.
Alith with the torch.
All right, so I would say at this point, while you're all in there, except for Ilbrin, the door closes. So
It
Ilbrin is
shuts me
now,
out in the hallway.
yeah. So Ilbrin is out in the hallway, and the rest of you are in this room. Um, and everybody roll a perception check, except for Ilbrin.
Since I'm not here, then I'm gonna step out for 2 minutes.
Okay. So everybody's sort of looking around, and as the door slams, Astrid, you notice that on the back of the door that just closed appears to be a mirror.
Oh, that's strange. And she turns and goes a bit closer to investigate.
So do you want to have some light with you when you do that?
Yeah, she will cast light the light cantrip on
Would you like me to draw my sword so I've got 2 sources of light in the room?
I mean, at this point, you can Soul can just assume Soul sends a light to you because she's was using the one and she can use up to 4.
Okay, so I've got one of Soul's lights beside me as I go towards this mirror.
All right, so roll another perception check. All right, so as you get closer to the mirror, you can kind of move your head back and forth and kind of see sort of Layla's kind of in the way at the moment, but you can see in the reflection on the back wall where you had previously seen sort of magic, there appears to be a door that is slightly open.
Well, that is odd, and she looks behind her.
When you look behind, you don't see anything. It just appears to be a stone wall.
Oh, and I point out the mirror to everyone.
That is quite odd.
Incredible.
Can Astrid go and well, she didn't end up using light, so can she poke at the mirror with her mage hand?
Yeah.
Does anything happen?
Just appears to be a mirror.
Okay, can she use the mage hand? Is the mirror attached to the door fully, or can she use the mage hand to like push it to see the other walls in the room?
It is on the back of the door, so you could try to open the door, but then you would only see the angles that the door would move.
Okay, so it's like fully fastened.
Right.
Maybe we should try and open the door though, since Ilbrin got stuck out there.
Does that make sense to me? And she goes and she full on opens the door.
It doesn't open.
Oh.
Well,
It-
shit.
Ilbrin, do you hear me?
Can I hear?
Yeah, you can hear.
Can I try and open the door from my side?
Yep. It opens when you try.
Is it the same room?
Yep. You see everybody.
Good question.
Okay.
Oh, that was strange. The door did not open from this side, Ilbrin.
What was?
I'm going to stick a dagger in the door frame so that the door cannot fully shut.
Okay.
Guys, if we get stuck in this room and there's no one on the other side to open it, we can't get out.
Then that was a good idea with that dagger there.
I can stay on the other side if need be.
I'm worried that the room would change things because it just heard me say that.
It's probably best if we stick together.
And I kind of just start giving the entire room the stink eye.
Could I walk over to the other side of the room and try to open the invisible door that's not quite there?
Well, as if you're not looking in the mirror, you can't see it.
Well, can I look in the mirror and walk to the door?
Well, as you're looking at the mirror, you now notice that you can't see the door in the mirror either.
I think when one door opens, another one, or one door closes, another one opens.
Oh.
So we should close this door and then go across the way.
Oh,
I'm gonna stay in the hallway just in case.
all right. I'm going to take the dagger out and see if we can get the other door open. But the problem is when we open that door, what if this one disappears? I think either we all go through or we're gonna end up leaving someone behind.
Well, if you say, well, you guys, we can close the door. You can go through the other one. I'll open the door and close it behind me and see if I can come through after you.
But I'm afraid if we open that other door, this door goes away.
Yes, I wouldn't recommend splitting up in this situation.
It's, yeah, probably for the best.
So you're gonna go in the
Alright.
door?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I am going to shut the door.
Okay.
Is the magic door back?
If you look in the mirror, you do see the door on the opposite side. Appears to be a bit of a small amount of light coming out of the door.
Can I attempt to push the door where it would be?
Are you like looking in the mirror and walking backwards, or
Yes, like so looking at the mirror and seeing where the door would be and attempt to push where the door would be.
okay? So, as you do that, and as you're looking in the mirror and you put your hand back there, that you feel that door, and it does appear to open.
But can I see the door when I'm not looking in the mirror?
No. And if you have your hand sort of behind you and you're pushing the door and you turn around and look at your hand, your arm appears to be sticking into stone. And you actually, without looking in the mirror, you actually cannot pull your arm back.
Oh, I do not like this place.
Well,
Huh.
it looks like I'm going through the door whether I like it or not.
I will come with you. And she walks backwards, looking in the mirror.
Yeah, go through the door.
Astrid goes in as well.
Goes like Soul walks to where the others walked, and then she turns around because it looks less silly, and then she goes through the door.
Nice. All right. So, Ilbert and Zalia, what are you doing?
I believe in my thieves' tools or burglar's pack that I have a mirror. Yes. Can I use my mirror walking forward to see the other mirror to see the door?
When you look in your mirror, and then the mirror, and then the back, you do not see anything.
Oh, I'm going to put it away and walk backwards towards the door.
Walk towards it the way I did. Walk towards the wall and then turn around.
I don't trust it.
I'll walking towards the spot without looking in the mirror. Can I put my hand through the wall?
Nope.
Oh, you have to be looking in the mirror. All right, then I just turn around and moonwalk back into the wall.
All right. So you all successfully get through that door, and now you find yourself in another small square room, about 20 by 20. Got smooth carved walls. You basically it's like a perfectly square cube. Um, there is a bit of light. There's a torch on the wall. Um, roll a perception check with advantage. Somebody. Doesn't matter who.
Just to say, I'll do it. Oh no.
Oh,
Alright.
someone.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who. So on a far wall, or the far wall rather, um, there appears to be a passageway, but there appear like, and you can only tell it's a passageway because it's rather than a door, there appears to be essentially like a heavy iron, like a portcullis. So like the big gate, essentially a heavy iron gate appears to be in front of this passageway rather than a door. So you can still see through it. Um, and in the middle of the room, you see this really finely crafted statue. It's about 5 foot tall. It's a carving of a dwarf, and that dwarf is it's holding an open book, appears to be reading because its right arm is out, has like a stone stone book it's carving, and appears to just have the book, and it's appears to be reading it. And that's what.
Can Astrid go and see if she can see what it's reading?
Yep. Roll a perception check.
Is the book part of the stone, or is it the statue holding an actual book?
It's part of the stone. And even with the 6, because you can read dwarvish, um, when you look at the book, it does appear that the pages actually have writing on them, so they've been carved into the stone. Um, and it appears to be a riddle written in dwarvish, which says, "I can run but never walk. I have a mouth but never talk. I have a head but never weep. I have a bed but never sleep."
Just to say, could you type that riddle?
I sure can.
Thank you very much.
Just don't Google it. It's cheating.
It does sound familiar.
Is it a river?
I was actually thinking that. That's pretty good.
These things still. Damn.
I think I know where that's from.
So what do you want to do?
Is there anything to write on, or anything else in this room besides the statue?
I
There's not.
always have paper and a quill.
Well, considering, like I said, I think a few of us know the answer. Do we have to roll to know the answer to this?
No, I think that you all recognize that you think you know the answer as to what it is.
We have to pour running water on it.
Can I just say it out loud? A river.
Nothing happens.
Can I take out my water skin and pour a little? There's no basin or anything in here?
Nope.
Just pour it over the book a little?
And as you open up your water skin and pour some water on there, you just hear water dripping off the statue.
Hmm.
And you said that there's like a bar, I guess a barred door.
Yeah, it's like a portcullis, like it's just a gated door.
I don't know.
Can Astrid also? Is the door that we came from? Is like the door itself actually there?
Yeah, you
Can
can see
she
it.
check behind it, or was it one that opened?
It opened in.
Okay, so there's no behind. Well, did you want to try writing the answer in the book, perhaps?
I have a quill. I mean, it's. I don't know how it will write on stone, but Soul will try to write on the stone book.
Do we have to say it in Dwarvish?
I'm not sure. I don't speak Dwarvish.
I'll say it in giant. It's the closest I can get to it.
Can speak Dwarvish. Let me give it a try. And she says river in Dwarvish.
You say river in Dwarvish. As you say, if you say river in Dwarvish, the the gate opens.
Ah,
Ha!
speak friend and enter.
Exactly.
Oh, that came late.
All right. Let me go over and check this out real quick. Can
Okay.
I investigate the door area?
And I poke you for another guidance.
Yay!
Just don't stand straight underneath the portcullis.
Oh no. I've also pulled that trick on someone.
You don't notice anything. Appears to be a doorway, essentially.
Can I see on the other side of it?
Yeah. Again, assuming that Sol is sending some light down that way. Um, Beyond that, there's another hallway. Um, it's about 10 feet wide. It's wider than the other hallways that you've been in recently. It's about 10 feet high as well. Um, and then again, just assuming that she's sending her lights down, you see that about 100 feet down this hallway, there's a there's a gap in the floor. And that's basically all you can see from where you are, is that there appears to be a hole essentially in the floor.
I'll be right back.
Forgot the dancing lights only lasts up to a minute each time, but it's a cantrip, so she
Yeah,
can
yeah,
casting it.
that's fine.
All right, let me check this out real quick, guys. I think there's something in the floor down there. And I'm going to quickly kind of get past the portcullis and then kind of almost stealth while checking the walls and floor on my way.
Would you like a
All right,
torch so you can drop it down the
Oh,
hole?
yes, that's smart.
I
Let
like
me
another
take
one,
that.
and yeah.
Thank you.
I was checking something. So, what was beyond the door that we opened by speaking Dwarvish?
So you're looking at another long, dark hallway. It's about 10 feet wide and 10 feet high. And at about 100 feet down this hallway, there appears to be a gap in the floor. And then the floor continues past that. And then Zalia's making her way up towards it right now.
Okay, do I need to do perception or investigation checks along the way?
I think we'll just keep your 17. And you don't notice anything as you get up to the gap there.
Can I look in it? Actually, I'm going to tie a rope to the torch and kind of lower it down.
Okay. So as you're lowering that down, going down pretty deep, roughly about 30 feet appears to be how deep this pit is. And as the torch starts to get low, you have dark vision, so you're able to see relatively clearly even without the torch. But you notice these gleaming metal spikes at the bottom of this pit, and I would say the gap, while it appears to be about 30 feet deep, it appears to be about 15 feet across. So possibly be able to jump it, but 15 feet across, 30 feet deep.
Is the what do the walls look like on the side of the walkway on either side of the hole in the floor?
The everything, the actual walls of the hallway and the walls in the pit themselves appear to be just smooth stone, and then it appears to be um, it's kind of odd because they you don't see, like, in a castle or anything, you would see blocks of stone and you could see where they were set on each other, whereas this hallway appears to be just essentially one solid smooth piece of stone all the way across. There's nothing that you could, like, grab a hold of or anything like that. It's completely smooth.
All right. I am going to send a message back to the group. Hold on. How far does that work? Oh, 120 feet. So I'm going to send a message back to the group, letting them know.
Like, you only send to one person, but
Oh, well, back to one person, whoever was the closest. I guess you guys can come down here now. Does not look like we're going to be able to climb around this. We're going to have to jump, I think. But maybe if one person can make it across, we can put a rope and cross that way. And also, I'm going to walk back a little bit after pulling the torch up, and I am going to try and throw one ball bearing past it. I want to see if these spikes actually come up.
Good thinking.
okay. So you're throwing a ball bearing just across the gap.
Yeah, at first, just across.
Okay. Um, just roll a dexterity check.
I did step back from the pit area.
Okay.
Oh, that's a saving throw.
All right. So as you throw it across, the as it reaches the edge of the other side of the gap, it actually just plinks and then it falls into the pit.
Aha. All right. Um, guys, any ideas? Because apparently that is an invisible wall.
That is strange. Can she send Maggie across to see if he can actually go through said invisible wall?
Yeah. Um, as Maggie's flying towards it, he smashes his face into this invisible thing and then flies back to you annoyed.
Oh dear, I'm never going to hear the end of this one. My apologies, Maggie. It's certainly a wall.
Well, what about those spikes?
I'm going to throw another ball bearing down into the spikes.
Okay. Just as you throw it, it takes a minute. It's 30 feet down. You can just hear ping clanging around against the spikes.
It's real. Yeah.
Could
All right.
could I check the torch that's in the main room?
Yeah. Do an investigation check.
No.
Torch.
What if you say the answer to the riddle again while we're over here? Will the because the gate opened, did this wall appear? Maybe if we said it again, it could reset it.
Anything is worth a shot. And she says Dwarvish again.
Okay. Nothing happens. Portcullis doesn't move or anything.
If I look up, is there anything different about the ceiling or anything?
Make a perception check. You don't really notice anything, no.
Can I remove that torch?
Yep. You pick it up. Now you have 2 torches.
Okay, I'll go down the hallway.
Hold on a minute.
Technically,
The book. Let me go check. Back to the statue and checks the book. She wants to see if anything changed in the book.
Nope, still has the same riddle.
With the torch I took from the room, can I hold it up as close to the edge to the invisible wall?
What do you want to do?
Like using the torch that I took from the main room,
All right.
does that show anything while I'm in the hallway?
So you're holding the torch towards the invisible wall?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well-
roll a perception check.
Kind of like when you use a UV light to check for blood.
Yeah, so can Zalia help me?
Yeah, do it with the advantage.
Jesus Christ.
I probably should be the one to do that. Here, hand me the torch and hold on to something, and I'll lean across.
I'll just hold you instead.
Wow. 20. All right. So as you put the torch in there, you actually see the invisible wall actually just appears to be a very, very clean piece of glass. But you can see with the light reflecting, you can see the glass itself.
Huh. If it's only glass, then maybe we can break it.
Can I back up, hand the torch back to him and my other torch to someone else, and try and fire? I'm probably going to back up a bit so it can get more speed. Fire my short bow at it.
Yep.
Where were these rolls earlier?
All right. So as you fire your crossbow at it, or your short bow at it, the arrow slams into the glass and actually gets stuck, and you see it the spider web of cracks just starts appearing all over the glass.
And I try and shoot it again.
All right, so you fire the second one close to that one, and it breaks or cracks even more. It's not broken, but it appears to be about broken.
And I take out an arrow and I kind of shake it around and be like, okay, one more try. Knock the arrow and fire.
All right. So as you send the third arrow in, the glass breaks, and a lot of it just falls into the pit, and it makes kind of a nice sound with this glass sort of tinking off of the metal spikes at the bottom, and kind of a pleasant sound. And you realize that hearing this sort of loud noise that, for the most of the time you've been in here, it's been pretty quiet, and it sort of starts to ring in your ears, this loud noise, but it appears to be completely. I mean, there's obviously some glass shards on the opposite side, but nothing too dangerous, it appears.
All right, I'm going to try and throw another ball bearing across and see what happens.
Okay, as you throw that, it just keeps going, and then eventually you hear it hit the ground and start tink 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 tink, and then rolling.
All right. So, how are we going to get across this? Should I jump and try and throw a rope back over to you guys? The problem is I'm not exactly the strongest.
Here's what we can do. Waist, and you hold on, or somebody's waist, one's waist, hold on to the rope. And Lalith, you hope will hold the other end, just in case you fall. The gap is only 15 feet. About 15 feet, and the pit is much deeper. If we're holding on to the other end of the rope, great chance of the person who jumps falling into the pit and onto the spikes.
I would like to grab the rope, run and jump across, smiling.
Okay. Well, let's figure this out. So, how tall are you?
I'm 7 foot.
7 feet tall. And what's your strength?
Strength
total
is 18. So a +4.
All right. So, and you said that you're running.
Like a run and jump, so would that be athletics?
It would be athletics, yes.
Sweet. Watch me get a natural 1.
All right. So 16. Trying to figure out where I wrote this down.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe he just did that.
Okay, so with a 15, you are or 16, you are able to leap across and land on the opposite side. You take 1 point of damage because you landed on the shards of glass.
I accept.
Can you
Astra's just clapping for you.
can you kick some of that glass like out of the way?
Of course, and I will hold the rope for people to come across.
I am going to try and run and do an aerial flip. Why not?
All right, so how tall are you?
Oh, that is a good question.
'Cause
I
I'm
think I'm
determined.
actually almost as tall as him.
Oh yeah, I'm 7 foot in a 10-foot room.
I'm 6'3".
And what is your strength score?
I would actually probably be doing acrobatics.
Yeah, but this is determining how far you can actually jump.
Oh, a 9.
Is that rope tied around you?
I would have tied it, yeah.
Then
But
can I assist by pulling?
I would say you would be able to possibly keep her from falling onto the spikes, but based on and I would say you would know this because you're a rogue and you do all this kind of stuff. Um, Given your height and strength, with a running start, you can only jump about 9 feet.
but I was gonna try and do like some sick, like acrobatic, like kick over that.
I mean, you can try that. You're just going to make it halfway across the pit before you start falling.
I only made it because I'm a fucking monster.
Is
If
there any
you
way I can parkour off the wall?
you could try that, sure.
All run!
Okay, I will try and
There's
parkour off the
book.
wall.
So that would be a
Parkour.
an athletics, or sorry, acrobatics check. And did you have the rope?
I've got,
Yes.
yeah, it's tied around her, and I'm holding it.
And I'm preparing myself for if I try and parkour and I fall, that I'm going to at least try and stop myself by kicking off the wall on the inside so that I
Well,
don't smash into it.
at a 10, you're not going to make it. And I would say even with a 10, you're not even going to be able to. You just jump up and your foot kind of slides a little bit and you start to fall. Layla, roll a strength check.
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh no.
See, can I say with advantage because I've got powerful build?
No.
Damn.
So, wow. Okay, so you take 2d6 falling damage, if you want to roll that.
Oh lord.
How many hit points do you have?
Good thing I took a potion. Um, 5 now.
Well, this could be bad.
Yep.
Because he doesn't hold you, you fall into the spikes and take 2d10 piercing damage. So if you
Yep.
want to look at 2d10.
Oh god. No way to do this.
Yep.
Oh.
And there I go.
I pull her up as quick as possible.
All right, so roll another strength check. All right, 14's enough. You're able to pull her up, her unconscious body up.
I'll use the health potion.
Okay.
Actually, I'll just click it. Oh, it doesn't roll it. Shit. Okay. 2d4 plus 2.
And just for information there, I almost went negative my total hit points. So that was real close. Does this take out of the negative or does it just bring me back to stable?
You're at 5 hit points.
Yeah, you're at 5 hit points. So you're stable and at 5 hit points. So you're back up with 5 hit points.
I'm pretty sure my really nice leggings have ripped.
Astrid calls, Sully, are you okay?
No, not at
Oh,
all. Don't do that.
I did not expect you to fall like a sack of spuds so quickly.
Yeah, the wall's really slippery. Don't parkour. This is a no parkour zone.
There
Next!
has there I am not making that jump. You are crazy if you think I am making that jump. There has to be something on the other side. Close this gap.
It's possible
There's gotta be something.
either that or, and I'm like trying to start getting up a little bit, and I'm gonna take my second potion.
Okay.
Well, for now, this is the only option we have, so I'll throw the rope back, tie it round you, and jump across.
Well, I was gonna say just stay there, and then someone can grab the other side of the rope at a really short, like I mean, I guess kind of the 15-foot across. Grab it near that, and then just try and let themselves down slowly into the pit. They'd be about halfway down, and then pull themselves up with assistance.
Sure, we can attempt that.
And while they're doing that, I'm slowly and limpingly going to try and check the walls or anything on the other side to see if there's a way to close the gap. Don't worry, I won't close it while you're in there.
So do
All right, so who
people...
wants to
Gonna try it next.
Okay, stand at the edge, tie it round, and...
All right, so Saul, roll a. I'll say a acrobatics check just to make sure that you don't slam really hard against the side wall, and then Lalith roll a strength check.
Where is acrobatics?
It is the top of the skills.
God, I have athletics.
That's odd, because it's actually the very top. It's acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, athletic.
Acrobatics. Literally missing acrobatics.
Yeah, she is. I'm looking at her character sheet. Just roll athletics.
That's real weird.
That is real weird. I don't know why it's not there.
Noticed that when I was making like a hard copy. Uh,
So
already.
you're gonna take. Here, I'll just roll it.
Have 5 hit points now.
You have 5 hit points at the moment.
Yeah, I had 15. Took the 10 damage from the thing.
Now you have 0.
I pull her up and feed her a health potion.
Yeah, because yeah, a 5. So all right. So now you're at 6.
Well, technically,
I
isn't
can't
she
do
at 5?
Because, yeah, now my max is 5.
Oh yeah, you're right.
How are you
Yeah,
all
that's
so useless at jumping? Did you not
We're
go
all
to
book
school?
nerds.
I spend my time reading books, not exercising.
Yes, yes, me as well. I read a lot of books. Shall
All
I
right.
try it next?
Mend it.
Yeah. So roll a acrobatics or athletics, actually, whichever you want,
And strength
Okay.
again.
and strength.
And she's gonna cast guidance on herself.
Okay.
Oh crap, that's true. I had guidance when I jumped. Crap. I wouldn't have made it anyway.
All right. Astrid makes it across with ease. You're able to jump over there, get pulled up. You're good to go.
Oh, that was terrifying.
I hold up my
Good
hand
luck,
for a high
Lilia.
five. Good job.
I high five back. Yes, that is the most exercise I have done in so long. Oh,
Okay, next.
This might not go so well.
Ooh.
Nope. It's not gonna go well.
I'm gonna drop you in there.
Can I opt out?
Roll a really high athletics or acrobatics, and maybe you can save yourself.
For some reason, I can't click on my acrobatics. I just clicked on my acrobatics and it gave me the poison condition.
Well,
That's how-
technically, I could have made the spikes poisonous.
Who's pulling up to the house? Hold on, someone's pulling up to my aunt's house. See the car.
So I rolled your acrobatics for you there. You rolled a 12, which would save you if Lalith hadn't dropped you. So you're going to take 2d10 damage falling into the spikes.
Oh.
Ow. I'm
Are
still
you-
conscious.
You're conscious? Okay. All right, roll another strength check. Lalith, pull him up.
Okay.
All right, you got him up.
I mean, in all fairness, I'm trying to catch multiple people here with a rope.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's not easy.
I'm gonna take my health potion.
Can we get a count on health potions and who has them now?
I have spent 2.
Yeah, I've got yours down. I've spent my 2.
I just
I've-
used my only one.
I've got one still.
I want.
Okay, so my character sheet is all out of whack.
If I
I
bought
tried
a
to change my health, and I'm casting spells.
Does anybody remember if I bought a health potion? Because I may have forgotten to put it on my sheet.
I think,
I think
I'm pretty sure you did.
yeah, I
I
think
remember
most of us
you
bought
bought
one.
one.
because I still don't know who this person is that parked outside of my aunt's house. It's probably Connor. I don't know.
So I've been back there checking the walls and things. Do I just roll investigation or perception?
Do investigation.
I just say in character, oh, my back is so sore from physically carrying all of you.
Except for me, I did very well.
You
And
did
she's quite proud of herself.
very well.
Ilbrin, I think you're at 15 hit points, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I updated your character sheet.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, Zalia, you do not see anything, but there is a door at the end of the hallway.
Kind of just walk back to everyone. There's another door. There's always more doors. I hate doors.
Would you like me to go through this one again?
Can I go back and check the door first so I can see if we're gonna kick it in and the whole place is gonna turn into a napalm? Because I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Sure. The door.
Potion of healing.
You're taking a potion of healing?
Yeah, sorry. I think I bought 2.
I think you did. That seems right. I think everybody basically bought 2.
So I think we have 3.
Let me fix this real quick.
Okay, so we have 3 between all of us.
On me. I haven't used any of them yet.
We just used a lot of healing spells because me and Richter kept going down last session.
So at the end of the hall, the door. Was that the investigation for the door? I missed it.
Yes.
Okay. It just appears to be a door.
Okay, it's just a door. I guess you can try and... Is it locked?
No, it's not.
Okay. You, big guy, open door. I'm gonna lean on this wall for a second.
I'm gonna
Are you
sigh.
okay, Zalia? Are you okay, Azalia? Would you like a healing potion?
Oh no, I'll probably be okay. It's just, I'm usually the one doing the stabbing, not getting stabbed.
I'll sigh and open the door.
All right. So as you open the door, you immediately see in this other room. It's a small circular room, relatively small, as far as the height is concerned, at least. It's pretty bright in this room. There's actually 3 iron braziers sitting in a row in the center of the room. They're about 5 feet apart, and then you see another door on the far side of the room. That's all you see.
Can I go in and look?
Yeah, Astrid will go in and investigate as well, staring at the braziers.
Yeah, go ahead and do an investigation check with advantage.
I really gotta. I mean, I'm in the same room, but I really gotta step away and see what the hell is up with this car
Yeah,
that's
that's
parked in
fine.
front of the house.
Go
It's
for it.
not Connor.
Oh,
We'll take Astrid's.
yeah.
So basically, you don't see anything in the room aside from the braziers, and you see on the door on the opposite side, there appears to be it appears to be a wooden door, very nice wooden door, and it looks like there are flames on it that have been painted on, and there are 3 gems inserted into the door as well. There is a ruby on the left side, a sapphire in the middle, and then another ruby on the right-hand side. And there appears to be no handle or lock.
Oh, that is interesting. But perhaps the rubies refer to the three braziers in the middle. Should we remove the flame of the middle one?
Can I? No, I'm not going to do that.
So you said it was a ruby, a sapphire, and then a ruby in that
Yep,
order?
correct. They're in just in a row on the.
So rubies may be referring to a flame, and the sapphire perhaps no flame.
That is possible.
Should we
So
examine the gems more carefully first?
Okay, and she goes closer to the door and looks at it. Is there any other checks that she could make, or was the investigation one?
Yeah, I mean that's really about all you're going to glean from it. Is that I mean they do appear to be genuine gems, so they do like to unlike the chest from the first room. These do appear to be actual rubies and a sapphire.
And do they seem magical at anywhere?
Nope.
do you want to try the ring?
Well, we're trying to put the fire out in the center, right?
That is what I believe.
I'll use
All
the
right.
water skin.
Yeah, let me go look at the braziers and see if I can see anything strange about them. What braziers?
There's fire. Why not?
All right, I'm gonna try and put the one out in the middle.
All right.
What do you
So
what do you roll for pouring water on a fire?
there's not really anything that you can roll for that. I would say you're probably if you want to put the fire out, you'll probably need two people's water skins.
I'll help.
All right. So as you pour the water on the center brazier, you hear a click on the door.
Astrid turns around and tries to, or push it open or whatever, to try and figure out how to open it.
As you push the door opens.
Oh, oh, this is getting exciting.
That's one word for it.
Shall we go to the next room?
I don't really think we have a choice.
Do you get that feeling of being led by the nose?
Very much so.
Hmm.
Well, this is fun regardless. Let us continue. And she'll walk into the next room.
All right. Who? So Astrid's going in first.
We're
I
sure we all follow.
Well, what's the order that everybody's going in?
I will go behind her and try and perceive anything about the room.
I'll follow as muscle. I'm good at that.
Okay, so me and Soul are taking up the back.
All right, I missed like all of that, but that card just left. Maybe they were looking up directions or something, but I just, since it wasn't Connor, I was just watching it.
We solved the riddle, we poured water on a fire.
Yeah.
And we walked into a room and we're probably gonna die.
Oh
Walk
fuck!
into
What
a room.
happened?
I was joking about the last part, sort of, maybe, kind of.
Well, shit.
Finally, when Astrid gets complacent.
So
Yep.
here is where we are at the moment. So everybody, well, somebody roll the perception with advantage.
Not me.
Probably me.
You were Astrid actually, since you're in the front. All right, that's good. All right, so as you walk in, you see obviously you're in this rather large circular room that is circled by lots and lots of bookcases. In the center, you see this the best way to describe it, it's hard to tell on this map, but so you see like this sort of stone sort of circular thing here. It actually is. It has like some height to it. So if you picture it as like the same sort of height as like a bookshelf as well. So this creature that you're seeing here, this tiefling, you also notice, is sort of in this little area. So this right here is sort of the only opening. Um, so as you walk in, you see this red-skinned tiefling who appears to be reading a book.
Is she faced away from us?
She appears to be facing the way that her face is and the thing, so she's actually looking this direction.
Can I knock an arrow and fire?
Wow, you're not even gonna let her talk. You're just gonna fire a weapon at her.
Jeez.
She's the only other person we've seen in this place.
Doesn't mean she's evil. Oh, go ahead. Fire a.
Yet? Maybe you could just.
She's a little hot-headed, guys, and she's been really cooped up in this house thing, and it freaks her out.
Well, shit, I draw a sword then.
Astrid's like, wait a moment. But of course, it's too late.
And it's sneak attack, I believe, as well.
If it hits.
It does hit.
Where's sneak attack? Sorry, guys, it's just instinct. She doesn't say that, but that's what happened.
All right, so roll a dexterity saving throw then.
How, with a +6 on my dexterity saving throws, being so crap?
So take 8 points of damage as she casts hellish rebuke back in your face.
Now I will. Where's it at? It is on my other sheet. I will do cunning action and disengage behind the bookshelves. And kind of yell, whisper, okay, I could definitely do with one of those healing potions right now.
And as she casts hellish rebuke and you sort of erupt in flames, she yells out to you all. Well, that was rather rude, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, it was. I do agree with that.
And I just yell out, I'm a rude person.
It is, and that is also true. Astrid takes. Can she take the steps forward?
Yep.
Can I follow?
Hello. My name is Astrid Ludenhelma Vasselheim. It's a pleasure to meet you.
She sort of bows and says, "My name is Callista. And what exactly are you doing here?"
Well, we were sent here to investigate this place, and it seems, well, it was a rather fun to go through all the rooms. I enjoyed that part.
Did you hurt my dog?
Oh no, like
Never.
Strika and the pups, they were amazing. We pet them and we gave them food.
Very sweet.
So you say you were sent here to investigate. Who sent you?
Astrid kind of like pauses and looks at everyone.
A woman by the name of Malira.
All of our cards.
Malira, yes. I am familiar with her.
Is she and you friendly to each other?
She chuckles. Hardly friends.
Oh,
Do you know why she sent you here? Do you even know what she is?
and
I'm
she is an innkeeper.
I guys, um I don't think she is what she says she is. I say from behind the bookshelf, and I really do need one of those healing potions.
Sol tosses her a healing potion.
Roll a dexterity check to see if you drop it.
I know, I was about to say, please don't.
I have +2.
Well, it's something. If I come out from behind here, are you going to hit me again?
Me hit you again. You shot an arrow at me.
It's instinct.
He's saying if you hit her again, she'll hit you again.
And I just kind of put my daggers away and put my hands up and stand up and walk out, but kind of behind people. Um, well, let's just say that woman that we talked to who sent us here, I'm having her investigated at the moment. She gave me the creeps. I don't think she really is who she said she is.
When did you arrange for that?
I have my ways.
Once again?
Callista.
So how do you and Melira know each other?
Oh, I don't actually know her. I just know of her.
Oh, could you tell us if you don't mind?
Tell you what.
Tell us what you know about Melira. I just assumed that, well, she told us that she was an adventurer in the past, but I assumed that she was okay.
Well, like I said, I don't know her personally. I just know what my masters told me, and that she is quite a powerful being.
Ing?
Being as in not mortal?
Oh, I think you can definitely kill her. Might be a little hard, but
Human? Human or something else?
that I don't know. So
Well,
again, you're here for someone you don't really know, and you break into my home, and you're here for what exactly?
well, I was about to ask a little about that, if you don't mind. You are in a tower of extreme magic, it seems like, and standing on top of something that looks, you know, yeah, whatever. Your own personal things are yours, but it's a little bit strange to be in here, and we run across you, and we don't really know anything about you either.
What would you like to know?
Who do you serve?
Oh, well, that's one thing I'm afraid I can't tell you.
Fair enough. I suppose.
How do we get out of here?
Did you not think of that before you came in?
Well,
Was
we weren't
You thought we
really.
would just walk back out the way we came in until the door disappeared behind us.
You're not very good at this, are you?
Not.
I'm not really a
it, I
mag.
just left my home.
Oh, I know that feeling quite well.
Do you know how to open the brass door? I assume.
Of course I do.
What's on the other side?
Tell me again why I should be answering your questions after you broke into my home and shot an arrow at me.
I didn't shoot the arrow.
I said I was sorry. Oh, and you can go first.
That through. You can go first.
All right. Also, one of your keys turned into a bug, and it bit me in this, and I kind of show in my arm and head. This happened. What is this?
Well, I wouldn't say it's my insect, but you'll probably be all right.
Is there any way to get rid of it?
No.
Yep.
I mean, it'll eventually make its way through your system, but there's no way to cure it.
Excuse me.
Do you know what it does, though?
I do.
Can you tell me?
Wouldn't be very much fun if I did.
Excuse me, Callista, was it?
It was.
May I approach?
You're probably all right there, big fella.
Fair enough. Well, first, I would like to apologize for entering your home unannounced.
Well,
My...
it's not
Go on.
technically my home. I do live here, sort of.
Very well.
Anyway,
My name would be Lalaf. It's a pleasure to meet you.
likewise.
We were sent here looking for a... What was it, a magical gem?
What is it, Crystal?
Crystal. We were sent here looking for a crystal. Now, obviously, you probably do not wish to give said crystal up, but could you inform us of what Malira would possibly be looking for? Please.
I have no idea what you'd be looking for.
Do you have any special sorts of crystals or gems in here that might fit the bill?
Can I tell if she's lying?
You said
Yeah, Astrid also wants to do an insight check.
Sure. She's probably lying, yeah. I mean, it's sort of the she probably has an idea about what she would want, but she doesn't really know what Malira exactly would want, so it's kind of a weird sort of lie.
Valera told us that she wanted us to retrieve this crystal so that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Now, thinking that we should probably determine hands belong to. Is it hers? Is she using us?
Well, you'd have to tell me what it is that you're looking for first.
She said we would know when we saw it.
You haven't some idea.
A rather vague thing to break into somebody's house for, don't you think?
I agree.
Above table, what is that token behind her again?
The token behind her is a pedestal, essentially, and there appears to be a crystal of some kind sitting on top of it. You can't really see it very well. She's standing in front of it, but...
Can I stealth? And because I'm kind of standing behind Lilith, actually. Can I stealth and try and sneak around the bookshelves to the other side?
To just ask her about the pedestal behind her.
I mean, yeah, if you want to roll, you can roll stealth if you want.
For fuck's sake. There's a lot of books on the floor.
Yeah, so, as you're attempting to do that, she sees you doing that, and she gets a little angry, and she summons these two guys really quickly and says, "Please stay where I can see you."
Okay.
It seems that the crystal we were sent for
Roll this
was
one with
behind you.
stealth round.
I didn't hear that.
Didn't actually summon on top of Soul, so I had to move that.
All right. Well, I feel like I've made a bit of a mess of things. What if I gave you a gift as an apology?
I pretty much have all I need, thanks. So I'll ask you again, what y'all want?
More than likely that gem that's on the pedestal behind you.
Well, this does not belong to me, so I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
What is it? Do you know?
Unfortunately, I don't. I've just been told to sit here and look at the stupid thing and make sure idiots like you don't come and take it.
Can I insight check her?
Yep. She seems to be telling you the truth for the most part.
Could I propose a compromise, if you would be willing?
Oh, this ought to be fun. Go ahead.
Well, clearly you have your friends here just in case, but we have some people here who understand arcane things as well. If you will allow them to come a little closer with guard, maybe they could help you identify what it is as a show of good faith.
Oh yes, I
And
would
you could-
greatly love to identify that. And she's clapping her hands and looking very excited.
I'm quite curious as to what this is as well. I have some inkling of curiosity.
Well, the interesting thing is, I couldn't care less what it is.
Astrid is absolutely crestfallen.
We do care what this thing is because Lyra wants it so bad that she would send us into this. I have to find out what this thing is.
Death trap.
Very fun location.
What do I have to do, Callista? So let me just examine this thing. I give you my word. Do is just is because we've been through a lot today. Some answers, I'm not going to be in a good mood by the time we get home, if we get home at this point. I'm a little angry. I almost died several times today.
So, just for the fun of it, let's say that you come and you look at it, right? And you determine what it is, or you don't determine what it is. Then what are you gonna do?
But and she turns to the others. She says, "At this point, I don't know if I want this thing to come back with us at all." Doubting what Valera's intentions are. Are off left here.
I suppose that we would have to figure out which party is more trustworthy.
That really won't get us anywhere, considering from our side we are more trustworthy, but from hers, she is.
Oh, I meant between Melira and herself.
Oddly enough, I kind of trust this one a little bit more.
I am starting to agree with you.
She doesn't seem to be hiding so much as Malira. But who knows? Can I look at the books around me and see what they are?
I mean, you can't get a whole lot, but you can try and see what you can see. Investigation.
Vista,
There are books?
I give you my word. If you allow us to investigate that stone, any attempt to take it.
You're breaking up. I'm not hearing your whole.
And Soul takes out her rapier and just drops it on the ground, takes out her dagger, drops it on the ground, and just holds up her hands and says, "Allow me to investigate this thing. I won't make any attempt to take it. I promise you. Thing is, I'm happy with an answer. Of you.
Well, it's not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you, and it's not even really. Again, I don't know what it is, and I don't really care. But if something were to happen to it, then I'd be the one that would be punished for it. Again, it's not mine.
And whose is it?
It's my master's.
And then who is your master?
That information would mean nothing to you, and I'm not at liberty to say.
Well, at this point, you won't tell me what the poison is. You won't tell us how to get out of here. You won't let us look at the crystal. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Well, that's up to you, isn't it? I wasn't. You were the ones who broke in here. I'm not under any obligation to help you.
Can you at least tell us what's on the other side of that door? That brass one.
You're all really smart. What do you think's behind the door?
I assume the city of brass.
She just sort of winks at you.
If only Richter was here.
Yes, he seems to be the most talkative out of us. Hmm.
Unfortunately, we seem to be going around in circles here.
Indeed.
Would your master be
Very funny.
interested in a bit of information? As a trade, I give you something that you can go back to him with, or her, or it, whatever. And you tell us the answer to a question.
Well, I'd have to hear the information first.
But who's to say you're not just going to not answer?
And who's to say that this information that you give me is worth that answer?
This is frustrating. Have I mentioned that I don't like this place?
Many times.
Yes, you have.
Lit.
I'm gonna get ready, and as soon as Layla does something, I'm gonna.
Unfortunately, we're not really getting anywhere here, guys.
Yes, it appears we are not.
So I'm gonna ping, and I'm gonna take a shot.
Actually, hold on. Before we do that, can I try talking to her in Infernal?
Sure.
When I speak Infernal to her, does she seem to notice?
She does not.
So I say in common, do not speak Infernal. Quite odd given your background.
My background. How do you know what my background is?
Is she not a tiefling?
She is a tiefling.
Wow, did you just assume?
So you're a tiefling that doesn't speak Infernal?
Infernal's not used where I'm from.
Where are you from? Can I try rattling off that same question in Elvish and in Thieves' Cant?
Yep.
Any response?
Nope.
We're supposed to. We're probably supposed to fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at the
Alright.
one below.
When he does that, I'm gonna do Ray of Frost at the tiefling.
And Astrid will
And I am going to dagger attack, main hand and offhand into the one on the left of me.
Did we all like spring into action at once? I guess.
Well, you all, since you're attacking first, you'll all get essentially a surprise round.
Yeah, that's why I was
Sword
telling
based.
people to, or whispering to get ready.
So we'll go down the list here. Layla, you miss. Um, Oberon hits one.
I was aiming for the tiefling.
Oh,
That makes a difference.
yeah, that's fine.
If only I was level 3 and I could use my super ability.
And then hits. Everybody roll initiative.
I don't think Soul has anything super sneaky up her sleeve.
And Astrid, you miss.
she was attacking the one beside her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, it froze, so I rolled a second time, but just go with the first one.
I guess Soul just does that move where she kicks the thing up in her rapier up into her hand. Ready.
And I don't know if I do sneak attack on both daggers.
No, just the first attack.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Fuck, I'd probably have to feed the dogs now.
All right, Astrid, it is your go first.
Okay, she's gonna try another shocking grasp at the thing below her.
Okay. That definitely hits. So these things are actually pretty small, and so you're sort of just like reaching down a little bit, grabbing hold of its shoulder essentially, and it kind of shakes after being electrocuted there.
She's squealing. She does not like this.
And as you all start attacking, Callista just shakes her head and so be it.
Well, you weren't exactly forthright with us now, were you?
Sol, it's your turn. She hasn't responded, Astrid.
Sol's just going to make a rapier attack at this one above her head, kind of.
And as you, it's sort of think of these as like little impish creatures, and it's jumping up and down, and as you thrust forward, you miss, and it sort of just dodges out of the way. And so it is Callista's turn.
Fireball.
She is actually going to, because she found her particularly annoying, she's going to cast Vicious Mockery on Zalia. So you need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. One of my not strong choices. Yep.
So, give me a second here. I have to put something else up on this.
Probably shouldn't have ticked her off because I'm probably not gonna make it through this fight.
All right, so you take 2 points of psychic damage, and I need you to roll a d20.
Probably mute myself while I'm running the sink.
All right, so with the 3, you fall unconscious.
Fantastic.
You don't lose any hit points, but you just are unconscious.
Awesome.
And as a bonus action, she is going to cast Spiritual Weapon. Here. And she's going to attack Astrid with it.
Just want to say,
And
hasn't she already had an action and a bonus?
bonus action is to cast Spiritual Weapon, and Spiritual Weapon can attack instantly.
Okay.
And she rolled a nat 20, so Astrid, you take 8 points of force damage.
Oof.
And now it is this guy's turn up here. And so he is going to attempt to attack Soul. And he missed.
Question, real quick. My ring, would it have protected me from any of the psychic stuff?
No. Just keeps you from determining if you're lying, if I can't know your alignment, or what you are, and I can't talk to you telepathically, but that's it. It missed you, so it would be Zalia's turn, but she's unconscious. Now it's the other one's turn, and it's going to attempt to attack Astrid. And it also misses, because these guys suck. So it is Ilbrin's turn.
Um,
It's like Lucky Charms, magically delicious, but magically unconscious.
Yes. I would very much prefer to be magically delicious right now.
I'm just gonna cast Fire Frost on Callista again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move 5 feet back anyway.
That hits.
Whole 2 damage.
As she's getting hit, she just smiles at you.
Sorry. And that's it for me.
Lilith, it's your turn.
I used 10 feet to get here. Attack with advantage. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. I shall action surge.
Okay. All right. So that kills it. But in case you all forgot, these guys explode when you kill them.
I thought so.
So I need Astrid and Lilith both to roll a dexterity saving throw. All right. So as it explodes, Astrid, you take 7 points of fire damage, and since you saved, you only take half, so you take 3 points of fire damage, Lilith.
Cool.
So as you attack this thing and it explodes into a burst, you both take some damage, and now Astrid, it is your turn.
Yeah, I've still got movement.
Okay, you want to move?
15, 20, 25, 30. And that's me.
Okay.
Okay. Did drinking a potion, is that
It's
an
bonus
action or both? Okay.
Bonus for yourself. It would be an action to give it to somebody else.
Okay, so could she use an action to disengage from the spiritual weapon and move off somewhere else?
Yep.
Okay, so she's gonna do that. She's like, I'm sorry, but I'm terribly hurting. And she goes over here. And she will take her last potion.
I'm actually not even sure if... Honestly, I don't know the official rule, and I don't really care because I think it's kind of stupid. I would say you can still have an action after this because I don't think you need to disengage from a spiritual weapon. I don't think it gets attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Maybe it does, but as far as my game's concerned, I'm not going to do it because that just seems stupid.
What? How an inanimate object can have an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, because it's like giving Callista an extra turn. I don't really like that. So you have an action as well.
Okay. Gonna that, and then oh, yeah, she can't even see her. She will can she get that guy from where she is?
Yep, if you blow him up, you may kill me.
Ooh.
But you don't know that. You don't know that.
Yeah. I don't. She doesn't know that that one's been hit that much, so she will make an attack against him. Probably misses anyway.
It does.
Oh, and she will send. Maggie will come here.
All right. Soul, it is your turn. Perfect timing. It's your turn.
The dogs have their food. I was just about to put mine in some something. Got a spiritual weapon now. That is right in front of me.
You do, but we were discussing the. It is. You can get away. You don't have to disengage. You would have to disengage from the little. They're called magmins. You'd have to disengage from that, but you would not have to disengage for the spiritual weapon.
I'll make this simple then. Oh, guy, try to hit it again, but apparently,
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you could have moved for advantage.
No, she couldn't because Zalia's unconscious, so she's not threatening.
Oh yeah.
So you missed. You could attempt to move, but you take an attack of opportunity from the Magnan.
I don't want to do that because I only have 5 hit points now.
Well, if you had attacked it and hit it and it exploded, you probably would have died anyway. So.
God, you're right.
So do you want to do anything else?
It's not gonna get me killed. Can I disengage or something?
No, your disengage is an action, and you already took your action to try to attack.
I'm an idiot. Do anything then.
All right, it is Callista's turn. Let's see what she's gonna do.
Need to mute again. I gotta put some food in the oven for myself.
Let's see.
Nope.
She's going to cast Sacred Flame at you, Lilith. So roll a Dexterity saving throw.
Yep. Nope.
So you failed, and you take 8 points of radiant damage.
Sweet.
And that is her turn. Zalia is still unconscious. It is the Magnan's turn. It's going to attempt to attack Solithera. Let's see. And it rolls a natural 1, so it's Ilbrin's turn.
I assume we can't see over those bookshelves, right?
You cannot.
And I'm just gonna do a third Ray of Frost for now.
Nice.
All right. So you hit her again. She doesn't smile back this time.
Sorry. I'll hide behind that bookshelf.
All right. Layla, it's your turn.
So I'm going to go into this with 1 hit point. And I'll do what I do.
Wait,
But
really?
yeah, I've got 1 HP left.
Damn.
And I would like to second wind.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Right. Astrid, it is your turn.
Okay. Astrid will send Negi over there. She will.
Oh shoot, I forgot to use my spiritual weapon. Oh well.
Oh, she will come there. I think that's 15 feet. She will shoot the crossbow at Callista.
Okay. Damn, you guys
And
are critting on her.
and then run right back where she was. I think that's.
Alright, so she is no longer laughing and no longer smiling at you all, and she's looking pretty hurt at this point as the crossbow hits into her clavicle, and she's starting to kneel down a little bit. So, Saul, if you are here, it is your turn.
And then preheating. You said that Callista is looking kind of
She's
hurt.
looking pretty hurt.
Every time someone says Callista, I keep thinking they're saying Kalisa. And I think only Duma/Matt knows what I'm talking about.
Would talk to Callista.
Depending on how much you want to say to her, it could be a bonus action.
Wants to say to end poorly for any of us. And
Yeah, you're. I'm missing all that. If you want to type it, because you're cutting in and out.
can you hear me better? I'm leaning forward towards my mic now.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think it's just Discord's being stupid and it keeps cutting out.
Do that then. I gotta say. Is this damn kind of keyboard. I can't think. I just said it out loud and now I can't remember what I was going to say.
Something along the lines of this is going to end poorly for you.
Yeah, something along those lines.
I'd say basically pretty much anything if you're just trying to convince her that this is bad for her, and that she would just respond with, "It it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be dead either way. If you take this thing, my master will kill me."
Well, then, so be it. I think going to attempt to at Callista. Oh, damn!
That definitely hits. So you say, "So be it," and then throw a dagger and hits her in the neck, and she's bleeding profusely at this point.
That's
And that's your turn. I can't hear you if you are responding to that. Okay. All right. So it is her turn, and this is annoying because she has lots and lots of cleric spells, but none of them are heal spells, so I can't do anything with it. Um, so she's going to cast inflict wounds on Lilith at
Sweet.
level 2. Oh, it's a good thing that she missed because you would have been very unconscious.
I mean, I do have Stone's endurance, so I could shrug off some of it.
Well, it was an 8 to hit, so
Oh.
she missed. But she does have her spiritual weapon, which I'm going to roll for now at all.
oh god, please miss.
Yep, that was a 6. All right, so it's this Magman's turn, and he hasn't hit yet, so he's going to try and attack you now. And he rolls an 8, so he misses as well. Hilburn, it's your turn. He should have exploded like 5 turns ago and killed both of you, but he... Yeah. Okay, Hilburn, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna
Wait
move
for the goal. Please.
into that corner, or that little opening, and throw Chromatic Orb at Callista.
Okay.
Oh.
And that...
Both times I've used it,
It's a cool spell. I actually like that spell a lot, but yeah.
yeah.
Did you have a bonus action or anything?
Nope. That's it.
Lilith, it's your turn.
$20. Could I hold my action
For...
for advantage? Like
As
for
in
someone to
moving...
flank?
Well, I don't think anybody can flank, because...
Just to say, if the owl gets close, can't it do like the
The owl
aid?
can't attack, so it doesn't threaten her.
But can't it do the aid action?
So what are you trying to do?
So if the owl can get in range next turn, it has a action I think to aid.
It has the help action, yeah.
Help, yeah. So technically, wouldn't that grant me advantage?
So you're talking about if it's like here, like what
Yeah,
advantage?
yeah.
No, because again, the advantage, like flanking, and advantage is that the idea being that the person you would have advantage because um I can't keep my eye on both of you, but the owl doesn't threaten because it can't attack, so it doesn't actually generate any threat, and therefore it's not. I don't have to keep my eye on it because it's not going to do anything to me.
Okay, never mind then. I'll just try to hit her.
Okay,
That did it.
that hits, and that is her exact number of hit points. So as you bring your sword down, it cuts into her, and you feel like as you normally, you basically just be splitting this person into two, and as your sword cuts into her, her eyes just sort of flare with this sort of black color, and the her body just dissipates into this black smoke. She's
Huh.
gone, and her spiritual weapon gone, and her construct that she created is gone.
That went well.
A lot cleaner than I expected.
Yes, cleaner, but I'm still unsure of this whole situation.
Need to get Zalia up.
Preferably, I would have liked to avoid this, but we were just going around in circles.
That is true. She was not giving us much to work on. She's gonna come up. I don't have any more healing for Zalia, unfortunately. Well, although I'm not sure if healing would help in this matter. Hmm. Uh, do we want to grab everyone and leave as quickly as possible, or I can cast Identify both on the crystal and also on Zalia to see if what magic is ailing her. It is magic doing that.
Probably best.
Okay. She will go to Zalia, kneel down, identify.
You're casting identify.
Yeah, identify. If it's cast on a person, you can see if there's any spells affecting them. So I want to see if the unconsciousness.
Is caused
Uh,
by magic. It is
yeah.
not. It is not.
Okay. Oh, that is unfortunate. I'm not entirely sure how. Does someone else want to try something while I go check the crystal?
Very well. Can I just pour some water on her face?
Yeah, you can do that. She just gets covered in water.
Well, that's my idea done.
I see you're casting identify on the crystal as well.
Yep.
So as you cast the spell on the crystal itself, you can determine that it is magical in some way, but it's very, very faint. And you really don't know, you can't really tell what it is that's, what type of magic this is, or it's very unfamiliar to you. You can just, basically, all you can tell from, you cannot identify what it actually is. The spell doesn't work as far as that goes. It's just, you can tell that it is magical.
Astrid kind of sighs and is like, "This is unfortunately beyond me."
But I would say roll an Arcana check. With that, I would say that's a pretty good roll. That you get the feeling that this is a crystal shard. So this is a broken piece of a crystal. So it makes you think that the reason that you're seeing this sort of faint magical essence is that this is only a part of a larger crystal, and you get the idea that if this was a singular piece, it might be a lot more powerful than this. But since it's only just a piece of the larger crystal, you kind of feel like that's why you're not really getting everything that you would normally get from your
Mm.
your spell.
Could she? Can she investigate like the pedestal and such for traps?
Yeah, do you want to investigate like the room or just the pedestal?
Um, I guess. I mean, if the Investigation will work for the entire room. I might
Yeah, I
as
mean,
well.
yeah, and I assume everybody. I mean, like you can roll with advantage, like everybody at this point, since you can just start looking around the room if you like.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you find a few things around this circular area that Callista was standing in. There are a few compartments. Um, you find a wand. Um, you find a what appears to be a scroll case. You find roughly 250 gold pieces. And you find a bunch of books, basically.
Anything interesting?
The only one that sort of catches your eye, there is a book that's basically a description of the city of Brass.
Is it in common or another like?
It appears to be in multiple languages. Um, the one that it appears to be written in the majority of um, is a language none of you speak. Does anybody speak Draconic?
Yep.
Okay,
I do.
so again, like before, you recognize the script as Draconic, but you do not understand the language. Some of it is written in Primordial as well. So again, going back, you recognize now that hey, this is well, you may not recognize this Primordial, but you recognize the same language. Well, no, she Saul would recognize it because she previously had done comprehend language. So you would recognize you can't read it anymore because the spell is gone, but you recognize the script as oh that was Primordial, which I read before.
So when you have the time, would you like to see what this book says?
I'd be glad to, as long as it doesn't burn me.
Yeah, it's just a regular book. So Saul, you can put um, just you can put the history of the city of Brass if you want to put that in your inventory as a book.
Well, there are a few things we need to sort out first. One, leaving this place. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, as far as the investigation as well, you did notice a what is essentially a switch, sort of underneath the top part of the pedestal.
okay. And two, if we cannot figure out what this crystal is before we take it back to Malera, we could always drop it in at the Lyceum.
Like
That
a
is true.
bag.
Yes, they might know something.
Obviously, we
I don't
can keep hold of it while they're checking it, but before we hand it over willy-nilly, we should at least know what it is.
That makes sense to me. There seems to be a switch under the pedestal. Should I? Is it like under the crystal on the pedestal, or is it just like under the pedestal?
Well, essentially, like the top of the pedestal has like the thing it's resting on. So like basically under the lip of that, like the top part of the pedestal, there's like a little switch that you can click, basically.
Shall I push this?
get out of here. You might as well.
So say I'll pick up Zalia and carry her.
All right.
Okay.
So are you clicking it?
Yeah, she grabs the crystal and grabs the other items that you mentioned, just minus the book, and she pushes the button
Okay.
or the switch.
So as you do that, the circular floor it 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 basically starts to raise up. So there are steps, and it's just a circular staircase sort of just appears that you can walk up. So essentially, you would be um, like it starts here, and then it sort of just keeps going around and
Oh,
around and
that's
around and around and going all the way up.
Okay, shall we get going?
No one wants to
Please.
make a quick trip to the city of brass?
No.
No!
Okay.
At least not until I finish reading this book.
Fair enough. Maybe we'll come back with Victor. I know he wants to travel a lot.
That
That makes
all
sense
he
to me.
wants. I'm not touching it ever again.
All right, so is everybody's going to go up?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so just for the sake of expediency, we'll just say as you go up there, at the top of the stairs, there is just a regular door. And when you open it up, you are now outside of the tower.
Still there?
Do what?
We're still there?
No, we're
Well, you're
outside.
you're you're outside. You're still at you're basically where you're on the outside of the tower. So you're back in this, the tiny little tower from the outside. It's odd as you walk through that door and turn around. It's from that front door that you went in the first time.
Astrid kind of looks around and is like, well, it seems we have returned. And she steps outside and looks behind her at the tower.
So as you look up from the tower, um, this black smoke sort of rises, and it for a moment you think maybe your eyes are playing tricks on you, but as the smoke billows up, the it sort of almost forms the shape of a not really a face, but like a head with horns, and then it slowly just fades.
Ugh, I do hope we didn't make an enemy of ourselves with this master of hers.
Would we recognize that smoke as the smoke we saw on our way here?
I mean, it appears to be like similar, like black smoke. I mean, when you were on your way here, it didn't make any shapes or anything, but at this point,
Okay.
it did appear to be shaped like a devil of some kind.
Well, the sooner we leave here, the better.
Let's hope Richter didn't get himself into any trouble.
We can
All
hope.
right. So, just for the um, again, for the sake of speed, we'll say that as you're making your way back to meet up with Richter uh, at the cart and horses, that you were able to um, cast Identify again, and so the what you found of the three things, um, well, it was two things essentially. That you had um, the scroll case and the what you in the wand, and so the scroll case itself appears to be magical. Um, and then inside the scroll is a spell of Bigby's hand, which, as far as I currently no one can use because it's a level 5 spell. But that's what that's what I rolled on the table, so that's what's in there. Um, so you've got a spell of Bigby's hand. If somebody wants to write that down, you have a scroll case that itself appears to be um, magical, and since you with Identify, you what the scroll case does, is that it has a essentially a magic word, and if you have the scroll case and you say the word secrets, it will turn invisible, which is kind of useless. But again, that's what I rolled on the loot table, so that's what you get.
That's kind of cool, though.
And so, I mean, you could put stuff in there and hide it, I guess. And then this is the wand. So basically, he's casting Scorching Ray.
It seems interesting. I would not mind this wand unless as anyone else would like it.
I'll be honest. I don't have ranged attacks. How I can be with that dagger occasionally, I'm alright, but mind, can I hold on to the wand for a little while?
Oh yes, go ahead. At least I have my crossbows that I can use. And she hands it off to Soul.
Share it if anybody else needs it. Thank you.
So Saul, if you want to, you can just add the Scorching Ray spell, and then if you want to just like mark it as that's just the way that you'll cast it from the wand. So you should be able to find it in the compendium.
I'm gonna do that.
So aside from that, we will say that you all make your way back to Richter, and you will all be level 3 now.
Woohoo!
Except Richter. I'm just gonna be mean and make him say level. No,
Oh, ouch.
no. Everybody will be level 3 at the start of our game next week, and that is where we will leave it. We went way over what I was intending.
I'm still passed out.
You're still passed out, and so I will say the what it does is it lasts for a day. So after a day, you will wake up. And because it's not going to make any difference at this point, I'll give you the details of the poison because everything will go away. So the black veins and everything will go away as well. Essentially, it makes you extremely vulnerable to psychic attacks. And so when she cast Vicious Mockery on you and you rolled a 3, it just knocked you out entirely.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, I didn't know you could do that. But okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
So so it was the poison, and it was just psychic damage. But if you guys, so that's the other thing is that Joel could take a long rest at this point just to recover. So go to level 3, get all your spells back, go all the way to full health because that's the other thing for you, Saul, is that your hit points being reduced also lasts just 1 day, so you'll be able to recover your back to full. So you'll get to 15